Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Welcome to another wonderful edition of the Joe Budden podcast. Oh man, 305, right?
Yep.
305. There's a guy who's been pestering me to dedicate this episode to Miami, so I am not.
The 3.
I'm not. Like, people just make things about them. Welcome to episode.
What would the reasoning be to just dedicate?
Because it's 305.
Yeah.
That is it. No advanced thinking here. Just 305. And shout out to Miami. Welcome to episode 305 of the Joe Budden podcast. I'm your humble, gracious, grateful, and highly favored host, Joe Budden, here with a few of my nearest and dearest friends. Rashid Sunflower, Brother Maul is here. Parks is here. White Thought. Sunset is here, a.k.a. Rory. Erickson is here. STD. Savon is here. Alex the Great. Scream Man is over there somewhere. Rem is here. And we have a special guest. Friend Week continues right here on the JVP.
Friend Week.
Friend Week? It's Friend Week.
It's not Friend
It's
Week.
not Friend Week?
No.
Fab just came in and fucking matured it out.
He
That
did.
was last
Oh my God, Jesus, never again. I tell you that one.
No more maturity.
Oh Lord.
It was a lot of maturity.
Oh
It
my
was.
God.
Shout out to Fab though.
Yeah, but no.
You don't want to shout Fab out?
Shout out to Fab.
And he reminded me that it's hard to be sarcastic around people from Brooklyn. Brooklyn doesn't like really fuck with sarcasm
That's
like
a good
that.
point. Yeah.
Nah, Fab just don't fuck with you, that's all.
That's cool. Well, I know he fucks with you.
He's my guy.
Yeah, no, we know.
No, we know.
No, we can tell.
Oh.
You want to tell us why you did that shit?
What shit? What I did?
When you was like, when you said, wait, what did he say? He said, yo, man, all right, man, let's get into this album of yours. Me personally,
Loved
I liked
it.
about 9, 10 of the 10 songs. I like 10 out of the 10. But Parks, Rory, and Maul, they ain't really fuck with it. So how you feel about that?
Look at how Maul set up that question.
Am I the only one that notices this type of stuff when it happens?
I noticed it.
Did y'all not fuck with the album?
Yeah, but I mean,
Nigga,
So y'all say y'all don't fuck with the album when the nigga ain't here, but when he here, y'all act like
I explained why I did in front of him.
For me, nigga,
I wasn't speaking for you. I was letting them
You
know.
spoke for all of us.
Yeah.
I was letting them know how we felt about the project.
No, you could have said how you felt. I explained how I felt.
I did.
I didn't need the intro to be like, yo, I loved it. It was a classic. Yo, but this dude over here ain't
They
fuck
don't
with
fuck
none of
with
that
it.
shit.
Yeah.
Fuck out
You gotta let niggas know what the room is like.
You know
You know what I mean? Yo, he don't really fuck with your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Like,
How are you gentlemen feeling otherwise?
feeling great.
I'm good, man.
Y'all are always good and great. Y'all have just had a good, great year.
Kinda,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm still here. That's all I
it.
care about.
Appreciative of life.
Exactly.
Oh, I can't joke on y'all now.
No,
See?
that's it.
See?
Sorry,
See?
bro.
Yeah.
Rory, please save me from these two losers.
Sorry, I was texting. Life is horrible.
How are you doing, Rory?
I'm good. I can't complain.
I'm good.
I mean, I could. I just don't want to.
Right.
Complaining doesn't help anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
No one wants to hear a complainer.
Yeah, no.
At all.
Do we start with, what do you want? Do you want to start with, of course we should start with Juice Wrld, but should we talk about the road first or the road second?
Let's start with Juice Wrld.
All right, let's start with Juice Wrld. Here we are as a culture having to deal with yet another unfortunate, tragic incident. Rapper Juice Wrld was pronounced dead. This was Saturday morning. I'm not reading this off my memory right now.
I think it was Sunday, but I could be wrong. Yeah.
That was Sunday morning,
morning.
our second show.
Yeah.
Sunday morning, as he was at an airport in Chicago, leaving L.A. And the story, as it's told, is on his private jet, he had 70 pounds of weed. He had security with a few weapons. He had some lean. And allegedly, there were perks here. I'm saying allegedly because I don't know the merit of any of the stories I've been reading.
That's the report.
The report is that the pilot made a call to the airport saying that there was some shit on the plane, so that the cops were waiting, or whatever department of police were waiting when they landed. And he was having a seizure before the plane landed. That is the story
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah.
A brand new 21 years old, had just turned 21 a week before this tragic incident. And yeah, that's where we are here.
Tragedy.
But this is, I mean, as unfortunate as this is, this seems like it's not as, this is familiar, right? Like it feels like we've had this story before, and that we've talked about artists in this fashion before. So obviously there's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a problem. There's something going on that needs to be addressed in our culture.
Which is what? Let's not be vague. What's going on that needs to be addressed?
And I wouldn't say just hip hop culture. I think this is music culture.
Yeah, I said when I say our culture, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
This is American culture.
Yeah.
It's drug use, man. I mean, I think that people, they don't want to address it. Sometimes they may not feel like they have the right people around them to help. You know, sometimes like Joe said, you know, young people speak through their music.
Yeah.
And they'll ask for help, or, you know, explain that they're going through something through their music. But that's not enough. Like you need real life, like problem solving. And a lot of these young dudes, they're turning to drug use and, you know, other things that's not really helpful in helping them. And it's sad because these are young people, man. Like 21 years old and talented, and you seem like your life is heading in a direction to where you're going to be doing some positive things, and then something like this happens to you. And it's unfortunate. And like I said, it feels familiar now. It's almost like a reoccurring thing.
You do know you can't stop someone from using drugs, right?
You can't stop someone?
Yes.
No, you can.
You cannot.
You can't stop someone from doing something they want to do. You can only help them in realizing that this is a problem.
So when we say that, when we say the problem is drugs, I just want us to be clear. We're voluntarily doing drugs.
Correct.
So then what are we saying the problem is?
I don't think it's one problem.
And trust me, this podcast is not about to be like an after school special.
Yeah.
But I just have to be a little bit more specific. This is happening on a regular basis now, and every time it happens, we get in here and we say the same exact thing. Oh, damn, sad, tragedy, drugs, wow. No.
But I feel like a lot of it is partly because we've made drug use cool in our culture. Like, it's like we've made it cool. Like, it's not considered a fun time or party unless drugs are involved. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you're getting addicted to these drugs that can kill you. You know what I mean? Because it is drugs. And you party and you're not really knowing how much you're putting into your body and your system and what you're mixing and putting into your system. And you think you're just having a good time and not realizing the effects that it's taking on your health and your body. And I think that's the issue with the culture, is that I think we've made it cool to use drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we've made it, like, I don't, you know, we all around the same age. To me, I didn't even really learn about pills until I was probably 19, 20 years old, as far as hearing it through music. I never knew what pills were.
For me, too, pills were later in the discovery chart of drugs for me.
Yeah.
And even me in high school in like the mid 2000s, if you was doing pills, you wasn't cool.
Yeah,
Like it was the opposite.
That's
you was
what I'm
you was
saying.
really
Like,
looked at like a weirdo.
Like, we looked at pills and shit like that as, you know, you were a fiend.
Right.
It was like, we looked at you like, yo, get out of here. When I was Juice Wrld's age, it was alcohol and weed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For us, like, we would ask older people to buy alcohol for us.
Right.
That was our, like, fun time. Like, we need some alcohol, maybe some weed, some cigarettes. Cigarettes was still like a, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you got cigarettes? Like, you know what I mean? And now it's like, as I'm older and I'm looking at the younger generation, it's heavy drugs.
I agree.
Like, I know young cats that do heroin. I know young cats that pop pills and drink promethazine and shit. And I'm just like, wait, when did that become the fun? You know what I'm saying? And I think that because a lot of these young kids, their music, they talk about these drugs, I think that the kids that listen to them think like, okay, that's the good time. For me, when Snoop said gin and juice and smoking chronic, that's what I wanted to go do. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, listen, we're going to have a party. Let's get some alcohol. Somebody got to bring some alcohol. Somebody got to bring some weed. That's where the fun was at. Now kids are hearing these music, pills, lean, you know, all these other drugs. And it's like, fam, that's not a party. Like, that's going to put you down.
Right.
And I think that's one of the issues, and I think that's one of the things we need to address as a culture is it's not cool to make it seem like these drugs are cool. Like, it's not.
I agree.
And I think that's the issue, and I think that's what my hip hop culture needs to address is that, yo, we gotta get away from this, making this shit a cool thing, because it's not.
I think that's
What do
fair.
you mean your hip hop culture?
My culture of hip hop, the older people in hip hop. Because I think it has to start from.
Yeah, but let's make that distinction, because I don't know how many of the old rappers are running around glorifying this. You know,
They need to tell the younger generation and an up and coming artist that that's not cool. That's not what you should be out here doing, because these younger cats look up to the ones before them. So if you have the older generation say, yo, listen, y'all doing this wrong. This is not what this is about. This is not what this is supposed to be. Y'all supposed to be having fun. This is a different time in the world. You can get your music out to the world really quickly. You can do some amazing things. You can make a lot of money, a great living for you and your family. You don't need to be indulgent in these things that's going to stop that or impede that from happening.
Well, I agree with you. I think there has been some artists that have done it. J. Cole recently.
Some.
You know what I mean?
But I think there's such a disconnect between the younger generation and the older one, and hip-hop being the youngest it's ever been, where the average rapper is now 17, 18.
Mm-hmm.
Cole and Meek are old heads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they don't really fuck with the old heads, and it's part the old heads' fault and part young kids just being young kids.
Well, that's why I'm saying
their peers need to step up, which is, it's tough to tell a teenager to do so, but they're not going to listen to the old heads. It's just not. There's a disconnect now.
But that's what I'm saying. We need to fill that void of that disconnect.
I agree.
And the older generation needs to reach back and mentor these up and coming artists. Like, bro, this is not what y'all need to be doing. Like, this is a problem. Like, y'all are dying.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, this is not like, we're not guessing. We can go through the list. Y'all are dying. And not saying that musicians haven't died from drug use, years
Since
ago.
the
Yeah,
beginning
like,
time.
but it's obviously an issue. You know what I'm saying? And it needs to be addressed. Like, seriously.
I would like to know. Oh, I didn't know what that was. I would love to know if they're going to go after, or if they're going to do their best to track down the drug dealer of the drugs that led to this, the way that they did for Mac Miller.
That's a good question.
I mean, I think with the amount, aside from the prescription stuff, I think the amount of weed there would.
I'm talking
ask the cops.
about what was fatal. I don't care what they do about some weed.
Well, no, I'm telling you how I think the cops would think there. Yes, they're going to because of the amount of weed, not because of the prescription.
Oh, so you're saying because they were
Because it was a large amount on a plane being transferred to another
But
state.
why are you saying that rather
Because
than...
the cops don't care about the kids; they care about the crime, and that's the crime. So they're going to look for it because of that crime, not because a young kid died.
So what would be the difference in the Mac Miller case?
They had easy information there. They didn't really search. They went through his phone, which they do with every dead person.
That's not true, Rory. They searched and they tracked down the person who sold the pills.
From a phone that they look through when every time somebody dies.
Rory, they tracked down the person. I don't understand the point you make. They tracked them down and they prosecute them and they're holding them and there's a crime. That's what I'm saying.
Apples and oranges in this situation. That's all.
Why?
Because one, it could be a federal crime here, and the cops are going to want to know where all that marijuana came from, not where the perks that allegedly may have killed this young kid.
Okay.
I think with Mac too, and not that we know any details of this, or even Mac's really, but there was a fentanyl-laced situation there which may have changed the...
They were already looking for that drug dealer as is. His number was in Mac's phone from, I need this, hours before he died. Like, that was a layup. It wasn't like it was something they could avoid. I just think their focus will be higher on the drug dealer because of the amount here. And that it was being transferred from state to state.
I certainly would like to see. What other thoughts do you guys have about this issue?
I mean, I think it's a deeper, darker criminal link with prescription pills in general, and how these kids are dying off things that are technically legal. Of course, the amount is not in how they're taking them, but these are things that are given to us at the drugstore. And
not only that, a lot of these drugs that these kids are getting their hands on are fake drugs.
Right.
Which is what I was about to say to Rory. No, these kids are not prescribed these drugs.
I know that, but if we want to go back
is
to
a prescription,
if you want to go back to who manufactures it legally,
who sells it legally,
of course.
Fam, if you want to go pop a bunch of prescription pills all day, have a blast. I'm going to assume that's safer than you getting some pills from your local street dealer where you don't know the merit of the pill.
You don't need to be. It's not having a blast. You don't need to be taking pills popping pills at all unless you are prescribed by a doctor because you've had an injury or surgery or something.
You should not do any of this at all.
And even if they're prescribed, you should be wary because they want people to do opioids because they're addicted.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like a lot of people begin their opioid addiction from the doctor's office.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's why I'm saying it's a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a lot of these kids, they may have had a surgery for something or they may have mental issues.
Right.
And then you go see a doctor and they prescribe you all of these, drugs.
Xanax and Percocet.
And now you're addicted to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's why I'm saying it's a bigger issue, but we definitely have to stop making it seem like it's cool to do this shit.
Yeah,
because
I
it's
agree.
not. We got to stop glorifying this shit. You got to stop talking about it in the music like it's cool because it's really
Y'all
not.
gotta stop making it sound like these little niggas have prescriptions in their back pocket and they're going to the doctor to fill it.
I'm not saying I'm not trying to make it sound like that at all.
I disagree because I think a lot of these kids, the first time they ever try it might be from their own parents' medicine cabinet.
I agree.
I'm not saying that's
true.
what's fulfilling their addiction later, but I think their first introduction to it may be that, yeah.
That could be true as well. It's a lot of different ways you can get drugs. What I'm saying is when you start making it seem like it's cool to do it through the music, because I think that music is one of the most powerful forms of communication.
Absolutely.
That's the other thing. I'm glad you said that more. That's the other thing that confuses me. Like, to me, if for some people, if you're a rapper, that means that you subscribe to the power of words.
You should. Not all rappers do, but you should. If you're a rapper, you should subscribe to the power of words. Not all rappers subscribe.
Not everybody does that, of course.
Right.
But for me, the real ones understand the power of words.
Absolutely.
And it works both ways. If you mold your words a certain way, you'll have infinite success or however that dream plays out in your head. But if you get on songs and just start talking about death,
Yeah.
like, I'm of the belief that there's power to that. Even me, anytime I ever spoke about like death or suicide or mental health in a song, I always try to speak about it from the stance of have mercy. Like, please. Like, this is just what's going on. Some of these songs, from Juice Wrld, I experienced the same thing with X when I hear his music. They
It's
said,
a sound.
They
It's
said Peep had the same type of shit going on. That was Peep that passed, right?
Yes.
They said he had the same type of shit going on. Of course, I'm not too familiar, but like, yeah, it's a genre.
Yeah, it's a sound. It's becoming a part. It's almost becoming a part of the culture.
Yeah, but no, it is a part of the
is, yeah,
culture,
absolutely.
and we are responsible for our kids. We are responsible for our kids. So I mean, when we start getting into solutions and things of that nature, the first thing that comes to me to my mind is, what label will be the first label to just hire a therapist?
That was going to be my next question. I was going to ask you guys how much you think the label has a
it don't-
responsibility for this.
I did see something, it's kind of unrelated, but it's related to ASCAP. I was saving it for what's important. But ASCAP is now
mental
offering mental health and physical health plans for people that are signed to
Awesome.
them.
Yeah,
Which I
that's
think is great.
Awesome.
It's really good.
Yeah. I would like to see it more from labels, from DSPs, whoever, you know what I mean?
It don't take, listen, the same way schools have guidance counselors, it don't take much to have an in-house therapist at the label, the same way you hire for every other position.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And the artist can go and talk to that person on their own.
Right.
You're signing people who a lot of times probably don't have a home to talk shit out in.
Yeah.
Like people that are not going to their parents, their friends about certain shit. And then they get in the industry and then it's a whole new whirlwind of things. Yeah, it just seems like it's such a big reward.
At the very least,
for
there
such a
should be
little-
health insurance like readily available at the signing. You know what I mean? If you're going to sign me to a record contract, it should come with some health insurance, so you can at least go seek help if there's not help available within the label itself.
And I do think we've made.
Take some of that 85% and give me a little health care.
I do think that the
I don't
industry
think
has
that's happening
made
anytime soon.
Yeah, that's rough.
a positive. We've moved in towards a positive direction as far as talking about mental health. So I do respect that.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's becoming more of a common conversation now. So I think, the floor is open. I think artists and people know that mental health is a thing. We recognize it. And if you have issues and you want to get some help, it's available.
Right.
What do you think? Do you think some of these artists, because their minds are so young, kind of fall into the routine of being sad because it is becoming profitable. It is working.
Absolutely,
I
definitely.
mean, your brain doesn't stop forming and growing until you're like 21, 22, I think. So if you
25, I think is when it
so if
stops.
you're taking drugs at 18, 19, like your brain isn't even fully formed yet.
Right.
So you're already altering. These are going to be lifelong issues now because your brain is not even fully developed,
Right.
and you're taking these drugs and doing these things before your brain is fully formed. So it's a problem, and I think that the least we can do is stop making it seem like it's cool. We have to start there. Like we have to get back to saying, yo, you doing that? Like no. Like I don't even see that anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you walk in the room and you see dudes doing pills or drinking lean and shit, and it's like nobody says nothing. It's just part of it now.
And that's what comes along with Wi-Fi being in the game. Or when you take the streets out of it, where can you really see anybody do anything? Like
I mean, people do drugs in front of you now. It's not even like a taboo thing anymore. Like,
yeah, at somewhere where maybe they centralize to do that. But
I've seen it in recording studios. Absolutely.
well, that would be someplace that they centralize
clubs.
to do
Clubs, everything. Yeah.
Clubs, somewhere they centralize to do it. What I'm saying is the person that is sneaking off to do their shit, or the person that is concealing some feelings or concealing the intake of some things, like
That's the danger of pills too. Is that it's pretty easy to just
Yeah.
have some in the pocket.
yeah.
Yeah, and no one will know.
well, that's why we have
No,
to.
you used to could hear me coming from down
Oh,
the
you used to
street.
rap. Yeah.
You could hear me from miles away.
Joe sounded like a maraca.
Because how could you come outside with just one pill?
Right.
That's the thing about being a pillhead. Like, you can't have one pill.
Right.
It's like having one cigarette.
Right.
Yeah, but we definitely have to. Again, we have to make it not cool anymore. It's not cool. That's not a cool thing.
What do you I don't want to keep driving the same point home. What do you think about what do you gentlemen think about what Joyner Lucas had to say about this? What do you guys think about anytime someone passes in hip hop and you see this crowd of people rushing to personalize it?
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's
But again, that comes with everybody having a platform and accessibility to everything now. It's expected, and people just want to, even if again, and I don't want to, because Joyner might have had something to say from his point of view because he probably dealt with that before. He probably was going through that. So some artists, they can relate and they understand how stressful being an artist can be, traveling the world, and especially if your mental health is not all the way right. So some people speaking on it, I understand.
Sure.
Well, he tweeted, Juice Wrld was 21. He was a product of our generation of rappers who glorified drugs and made it cool. I'm blaming y'all for that shit. All that lean and pills that's glorified that y'all talk about. You're teaching the kids to do it. Shake my head. You happy now. Rest in peace, Juice Wrld.
Again, he's saying some of the things we're saying. We made it cool.
This is not how you get people to adhere to what you're saying, by the way.
Well, everybody's not going to say things the right way. You know what I mean? Especially when you can just push a button and the world can read it.
Well, this is kind of my opinion. Not just, I know Joyner is looked at as a younger rapper, but in age, he's not that young compared to them. This is kind of what I'm talking about, the disconnect between the old generation and the young generation. Yeah. And by the older generation, I think needs to take some blame too, because it's kind of just like talking at these kids in that type of way. And who is going to sit here and listen to that when one of their favorite artists just died of something and now you blaming them?
Yelling at addicts is never a successful way to get.
But
someone.
you're not even 24 hours removed from his passing, and now we have to see a post about who you blame for things.
Yeah.
Like, great that's what you felt you had to get out, to each its own, but the timing. Like the timing, nobody wants to read. Like if I'm a loved one, I just don't want to read that about my man right now. I don't want to read the shaping of this message.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, I don't have anything else on.
Rest in
on
peace.
this.
Yeah, rest in peace, Juice Wrld. Prayers for his friends and family.
Yeah, rest in peace to Juice Wrld. Clearly made a huge impact while he was here. Saw my son with some real sweet words that I had no idea about. I saw a lot of people with just words and posts, and it wasn't for me, but to see the impact that he had on so many other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when your music isn't surfaced, that's how it happens. People are much more connected to you than if you're just talking some shit.
All right, I haven't played this in a while, but here we go. Y'all thought I got rid of it. Mic check, all right? I didn't hit the drops, I didn't do shit. Just came in 30 minutes straight with what we felt was important. Still got a really special guest on the way.
Who looks so thrilled to be here.
That's because that nigga mature now, too.
That's true.
Fresh back on the road, fresh back from the road.
Talk
Man.
about it.
It was just 2 days.
Which was
Don't
the
minimize
road,
it.
fresh back from the road.
We were on many roads.
Baltimore, thank y'all for coming out and fucking with us. Philadelphia, thank you for doing the same. Y'all had fun on the road? You had a good time? Touching the city, touching the people, touching the fans, restoring the feeling.
Absolutely.
Had a great time, man. But we kind of knew. We knew that those two cities were going to be...
I didn't know Baltimore was going to turn up like that.
no, we didn't know. We didn't think it was like that, but we expected it to be a great crowd just because Baltimore is one of those cities.
That's
Baltimore gave it up
true. OD.
Yeah,
OD.
it was a lot of fun.
without even asking.
I was like, damn, we're rock stars now.
That's what you said to yourself.
I did, yeah.
Paul's about to start wearing the black shades.
Yeah, man. Maul had his fingers painted.
Yeah, you
You
know.
know what I mean? That's rock star shit.
Yeah, man.
Only me and Joe holding it down to be the humble ones of the pod.
Yeah, I'm just just listening to these niggas. What the fuck is he talking about over here?
Fuck it.
No, but you had a good time. You want to say anything besides, yo, man, they wound out.
No, I had a lot of fun, man. I want to thank everybody for
I
coming
mean, they
out.
did, though.
Yeah, it was great, man. Great time. Thank everybody for coming. It's always fun meeting people that subscribe to you every week
Right.
and putting a face to some of the names that you interact with on
Oh, for
social
sure.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a great time, man. That's
It's fun,
that's
yeah.
the best part of getting out on the road and doing these live shows is definitely meeting the people that connect to you every week.
Yeah, I love to meet and greet and hang out afterwards and dap people up
Yeah.
session.
No, it's fine. I've said it before and I'm repeating myself, but it's like one big ass inside joke amongst everyone in the entire building. It's like even if the people sitting next to each other don't know each other, they all have a common language because of the pod.
Absolutely.
And that's just cool to see in one big ass spot.
Word.
No worry and
This Parks.
What's that?
This Parks.
What's happening?
All right, so what's important to you, gentlemen? What do you guys want to responsibly utilize your platform to share with your audience?
What should we cover? Rory, we're looking at you.
Rory. Tossing into race relations?
Well, I think Brother Nature would be the number one topic.
I think Lizzo says, hold my beer.
or hold my ass cheeks.
How do y'all feel about that, honestly?
I think sitting on public seating is kind of weird, bare ass, personally.
How do we feel about Lizzo?
Yeah, like and her going to the game like that.
Lizzo's a doof, man.
No, honestly, like y'all don't think that there's something deeper to this?
Is it deeper, darker?
Tell me more.
I don't think that
like-
anybody else
like attention?
I don't think that anybody else that would have showed up to a public a sporting event like that would have been allowed at the game.
That's probably true.
So
There
when I
must
ask
be
you,
a dress code.
so when I ask you if there's a deeper thing, do you think that this was green lit by
Greenlit.
That's your people's.
that's my people's?
The Lakers.
The Lakers didn't green lit this.
No?
No.
Who did?
They greenlit
LeBron?
her ass.
I'm just saying, like, I think that she would not have been allowed in any
The
public
LeBron A&R album?
place like this.
He might have done that, Rory.
Can y'all not
And this
bury
was-
the lead and
this was
actually
the,
get to whatever important point
rollout?
Mo wants to get to? Yeah, I want to hear it.
Break it down,
I'm
Mo.
just asking because I don't think that
I feel like Lizzo.
no other woman would have been allowed to stay at the game like that.
All right, let me not make this about Lizzo directly. I feel like Lizzo is and has exhibited some attention-seeking behavior. I feel like Lizzo, this is my personal opinion, I feel like Lizzo may have bouts where she battles insecurity. I feel like because of this, she has gotten grown tough skin, grown numb to certain things, and she began to behave a certain way for her audience. And that's the thing about when you're building an audience. You can showcase whatever you want, and that is what you will attract. So I feel like she did that for a long time with a very niche. I can never say this word. Niche. Is it niche or niche?
Either way, I think it's appropriate.
To a very niche crowd, and then the world started paying attention. And now that the world is paying attention, she's just doing what she has been doing.
Yeah, but
And now it's under the guise of, and this is why I really hate this generation. I really hate all of the free speech, freedom. I know this is I know what free speech is. I don't mean free speech. Mm-hmm. I mean free to feel, free to be, right. Free to think, and free to creatively, and free to dress like, and free to
give it to him, Republican Joe.
But you're not free to do these things.
You are, but there should be some type of limit, maybe.
I mean, it should be to your own discretion. So my only problem with Lizzo is this is not a weight issue. This is not a you're bigger. And that's the other thing on topics that have to do with Lizzo.
Yeah, they got to stop with that.
Y'all just come out saying, oh, y'all don't want to see big bitches move like that. That's not true.
No.
It's not true at all.
Yeah, that's not what
big
I'm
girls are my
thing. It's definitely not about the weight. I'm just saying, even if a woman who was 100 pounds went to the game
ass out
with her ass out of her back of her shirt and a thong on.
Y'all don't even need to broach that, because all of the women who famously dress like this don't do it at the Laker game.
Right.
Yeah.
Gaga goes to the Laker games. You haven't seen that. You don't see her put the big slab of meatloaf on top of her head and with her ass out and goes to the Laker game. Rihanna, you don't see her do that. You don't see AC Slater with his ass out at the Laker game.
Or AC Green.
Or AC Green.
You guys. Or AC Green. So to do this around children, where there are children allowed.
Now you pod.
That's the thing that it's like, all right, hold up. Can we check the mind state of this person? And then I saw a lot of people saying, well, because they got to make it a generational thing. Well, when all of y'all icons was doing it, when Madonna was doing it, when Erykah Badu was doing it.
Madonna was on stage at her show.
Madonna got killed her whole career for all of this shit. Mm-hmm. Like, that wasn't something that was just accepted. Right. Like, that's why she was Madonna. That's why she was like Rihanna for them. I always say that. I know you shouldn't say that because Madonna was first. But Rihanna, same thing. Like
Prince,
same thing. You just should not do that here. The younger generation has to be able to police themselves. I think that's a reoccurring theme for me anytime we talk about artists today, whether that's Juice Wrld, rest in peace, X, rest in peace, Lizzo, Summer Walker. Anytime we start having conversations about what the new artists are experiencing or going through today, it sounds like they're just having some trouble policing themselves.
And I get it. I'm with the whole be comfortable in your own skin.
That's great.
I support that. But I'm just saying, I don't think that, if a regular woman showed up at the game like this, she would have been escorted out of the
Like, I was embarrassed watching the clip of, not even Lizzo, watching the clip of Kobe get up.
No, I don't think that was the same game. That was a clip from, I think, Kobe's, when they had retired his jersey that night, I think.
Oh, okay, got it.
So they were just being funny with that.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
I think it's gross to put your bare ass on a seat that a lot of people sit on.
I'm thinking more of a hygiene thing. Like,
yeah.
I respect the kids and all that shit, but this is just a hygiene issue.
Did she like Purell the seat, I hope?
But my thing is,
or her own ass.
Or her ass, yeah.
Like,
as you enter the Staples Center, or whatever the arena is called now.
The Staples Center.
It is still Staples Center. When you enter the Staples
the
Center.
house that Mall built.
The house that Mall built. I like that. You don't like that?
No.
When she's entering the Staples Center, now we have to have the default standard vid of the friend recording me walking, flipping my shirt up, showing my ass, doing the famous Nicki Minaj entering the jet on her way to Prague routine. All right, so you did a little spoof entering the Laker game. Cool. So now all of social media has seen your ass because that's everywhere. Now
She's been doing that, though.
Cool.
In the privacy of her own home or green room.
No, she's been putting her ass on Instagram and.
No, I'm saying, but she's shooting them in the privacy of her home,
Oh,
or at a photo shoot, or at a.
Hey, and my thing is, hey, if you want to go to the game that way and get your shit off for branding on social media, you did that now in the tunnel. You did it. Your branding is finished.
Right.
Now you should be able to sit down and enjoy the Laker game.
With pants.
But no, you can't even do that. Now you got to get up and start dancing around when the music is on. Cool, attention-seeking, typical artist type of shit. You jumping in front of the camera guy, and now it's just extra. It's a lot. And none of the criticism about what we see from Lizzo is because she's a BBW or a larger woman.
If Meg Thee Stallion did this, I'd say Meg looks nuts.
Yeah. I would say it's
that's
still some sanitary issues.
Again, I support the whole being comfortable in your own skin and your body. I get all of that, and I respect that. But I just think that this was a little too far.
I echo what I saw a lot of women even saying. Listen, if this were in the name of high fashion, then maybe then I could even make sense of it.
I still can't. Not at a public sporting event like this. I can't. There's kids there. There's families.
Listen, if she came in with a diamond-studded cat suit and the ass was out, yeah, I would say, yo, your ass is out. There's kids here. But I would see what you're trying to do. You just bought a T-shirt and cut a hole in the ass with a thong on.
Yeah, but that's not even, to me, it's just time and place. Like doing this at a sporting event is just, you're not an athlete.
No, she got the little drape shit coming. Come on, you're not seeing the art, Joe.
That drape is not draping over
That drape doesn't
anything. Yeah, no.
No drape
It's
drip?
not.
Okay.
No, it's not. And listen, I only have this take because I got little brothers that love to go to basketball games.
Right.
Like, they hit me to say, yo, can we go to the Nets or Knicks game? Like,
And you're like, well, is Lizzo in town?
she's just a doof.
Have you ever beat
Like, I
on a
don't
leather
think being- I
couch
don't
and then
think being
sat
a
down on
doof-
that leather couch with your bare ass cheeks? It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable at
I
all.
don't think the plastic seats are much better.
Being a doof to me is just not gender specific, and I try not to speak. My new thing is trying not to really be critical of some of the things the women do because I'm not a woman. I'm not a woman. I don't know your plight. But come on, man. This is just like we don't need to say no more about
It's
this.
a little too much. And I like Lizzo. I think she's talented, but
She's very talented.
yeah. This is just like, all right, we might be doing a little too much. trying to
Talent
get some attention.
never asked to be seen or heard.
True.
It never asked to be seen or heard. I keep saying it. So she could be the most talented person in the world, but is that where our focus is here? I think we had this similar conversation when it comes to Kodak Black. Super, super, super talented. The more that you do to get people to look at everything outside of your talent, bad spot to be in. And I think that's the spot that we're approaching with Lizzo. That's my take.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, I will say I know her more for this than I know her songs at this point.
And that's the problem.
But I mean, I know I'm rare there. I know a lot of people love her music and she sells
She's
well.
pretty
and
popular, yeah.
I know she is. I'm well aware of that. I just
I feel you.
as
though.
the
I know what you're- I know where
casual
you're
listener of that genre.
going.
Yeah,
Nice ass, though.
Lizzo looks fine.
Got a nice ass.
It's just
Yeah. Beautiful girl.
I don't at a Laker game.
Fair enough.
Brother Nature. Want to get right into that?
I just want to know.
Keeping the theme of people
kinda
having
just
to police themselves.
Found out who Brother Nature was after this. Like
I'm a
I
fan
had
of Brother
heard the
Nature.
name,
I'm a fan of Brother Nature.
so he just goes to nature and, like,
feeds-
and says what's up to
He
it.
feeds deers with
That's
his hand.
cool.
Yeah. And other animals now. He's branched out.
All right, look
think
at
I saw him
look
with
at
a
the
sloth.
range.
Yeah.
So he's down in Miami for Art Basel, doing Basel things. Did he see any animals out in Basel?
Yeah, there's animals out in
Did he
Basel.
feed some fish?
Dolphins, maybe.
Okay,
Hey, speaking of Art Basel,
he got fed.
is that not the trendy place for hoes anymore?
My girl just went there, so I'm not going to say that.
Oh, he pod.
Listen, man.
I just say I
follow.
didn't see too many hoes get in their Art Basel bag this year.
I follow a lot of people
Of
that went to
hoes,
Art
right?
Basel, both. Yes, people that went to Art Basel and hoes. I didn't see not one piece of art posted at Art Basel this year.
You didn't see the banana taped
I
to
saw
the
the white
wall?
dude eat the banana,
Yeah, that's art.
and I saw them put him out of there. I wanted to know what banana was worth $150,000 or whatever they said the banana was
175.
worth.
One that's been duct taped to the wall.
Yeah,
That's why you
Joe.
got to fuck with white people sometimes.
Take it to the next level.
Yeah, but no, now you're doing it right. Do it to the banana, not indigenous people. Just go up to the wall and say, you know what?
Yeah.
This is my shit now.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Potassium.
But Brother Nature was not on South Beach. That wasn't South Beach. And that's
Oh, I
important.
don't know.
That's
Oh, it was
important.
Wynwood, I think, right?
Yeah.
Well, Art
Basel
Basel takes-
is in Wynwood,
Takes place in Wynwood.
Oh, okay.
and Brother Nature. They almost tried to make him one with nature.
Brother Nature walked in the sandwich spot, pizza spot, whatever spot this was, which clearly is a fairly popular spot. A lot of people knew where the spot was.
Oh, okay.
And he was being recorded. Mm-hmm. And I will say, I feel him on that, man. That's super annoying, and we do need a law against that.
Yeah.
We do. I should be able to walk in somewhere and not be recorded on your phone.
I agree.
But he walked in. He was being recorded. Somebody recognized him, so the story goes. He went up to them, tried to get them to delete the video off of their phone. Stop right there. That is where Joe always exits that. As angry as I am about you recording me with your phone, staring, pointing, I'm never going up to you and asking you to delete a video off your phone. I don't expect you to receive that properly. I don't expect me to deliver that properly. And I expect that to totally escalate from that exchange. So I don't do it. And that's what happened here. He asked the homeboy to delete shit off his phone. He said, "Who the fuck is you talking about?" I'm never doing anything like that. He went out. Brother Nature went out. And I guess Brother Nature tried to come back in. An employee held the door, and then somebody went outside and put hands and feet all over Brother Nature. And it was a human.
That was the most shocking part of the whole story.
Not an animal in
that
sight.
the tree didn't help.
It wasn't a deer?
It wasn't a deer that came back and had a little issue with Brother Nature.
I really did enjoy the memes of, it was like reporters talking to deer, saying, "Yo, they lucky I wasn't there." I did enjoy that. So Brother Nature went outside, got the brakes beat off of him, ran back into the store, started attacking a whole different gentleman, and then got the brakes put back on and beat off of him again. Got kicked in the face with a Concorde or a Jordan 3, whatever that was.
That looks like a Concorde.
Then he got some high C spilt all over his face. Take some high C to the face. Now you wet.
That's a throwback.
I do love how the gentleman took the cup and put it back on the counter, though. That showed a lot of...
It's a lot of respect.
He didn't litter.
Manners.
He didn't want to litter.
Yeah.
See, he put it back on the counter.
He wasn't trying to
There
put
you
it on
go.
the employees of the restaurant.
Yeah.
Then the internet came to save.
Oh, he brought him some ketchup.
Save the day. Yeah, put some. Yeah, take this Heinz, nigga. Yeah, actually, he put all the condiments on him.
Yeah. Let me dress you.
He dressed that nigga like a hot dog, man.
Yeah, he dressed
He
him
wasn't
right
feeling
up.
the fit. He wasn't
Yeah.
dressing.
So what was I about to say? The internet came to Brother Nature's aid. Said, "Oh my God, why are you guys attacking him? He don't be doing shit. He be trying to preserve the earth and save the animals, and he's all about peace and good and so forth and so on." The store owner had enough of the
Yeah,
shenanigans.
he wanted to paint the real story.
Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah.
store
Yeah,
is the one that exposed.
Well, hold
Yeah.
on. Let's not skip over that. I was kind of jealous of the luxury that Brother Nature had. All the chicks came to his aid. They was
Stop
all,
right there, Rory. That's what told me that. Brother Nature got him.
He
There
has
was a
to.
lot of chicks that came.
Every
They
time,
fuck with deer.
every time I got beat up, chicks just called me pussy. They never came to my aid on Twitter.
Well, you've never hand-fed any random deer or raccoon
No.
or shit like
I
that.
haven't. I have not.
Yeah, see?
Work on it.
I've hand fed Baisley.
See? Now they might care.
But Brother Nature came to the internet and said, "Yo, I'm aware that there's footage going around of me getting jumped." And then when I read that, I went and tried to find. I was like, "All right, there's more footage."
yeah. see?
Look like two fair ones to me.
None of the footage I saw was of a jumping.
Yeah. But that goes back to what we spoke about a few weeks ago. People don't know what jumping is anymore.
No, they don't.
It looked like a fair one. It looked like the fairest of ones.
Yeah, yeah,
It looked like he couldn't have asked for a fairer one.
Right.
yeah.
And I hate this when the new kids do it.
Film the.
When you, after the fight, film your face to say,
They got that
"Hey,
from you."
my face is all right."
Joe,
You did
started
say
They
the
got
trend.
that
yeah.
from you.
You
That's
started
true.
That's another trend you started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never did that.
Huh?
I never did that.
What do you mean?
I've never done that after a fight or an assault. Get on camera to say my face is fine.
No,
No,
just
not
talk
to
about
say it,
after
but you
the
got
fight.
on camera.
I'm from
after
the
you got
gutter.
it. Yeah, but I understand. But you got on.
When I got on camera, my eye was black still. I was with the ice, like, yo, swelling up,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
trying
You got on
to
camera.
get this down. And boy, when it's down, I'm on your ass. I wasn't on there to say, yo, I think the messaging and what I did is a little different. I wasn't on it to say, yo, I know I just got hit 900 times, but I'm still beautiful. Yo, I know you just put hands, feet, ketchup, and mustard on me, but guess what? I'm still attractive.
I'm not a hot dog.
I took a shower. I am not a hot dog.
Joey's a hot dog.
I am a hot dog. Yeah, that's what I think they be trying to do. Just put the camera on to show their fans, yo, everything is cool. I didn't get beat up. I just don't like it. That's all. I'm glad that Brother Nature is all right. I'm glad that he made it out of there safely. I'm glad that they didn't really take advantage of the situation that he was in, because
It could have been worse.
that could have been bad.
Yeah.
No, that could have been real bad. And hopefully he learns that you can't just speak to certain people a certain way.
Or deer.
Yeah.
Well, he's obviously better with animals than he is with people.
All they want is a strawberry.
No, obviously not. That guy on him was an animal.
Yeah.
that guy on him, that was a mauling.
Yeah, but he I think he feeds like, that was a pit bull that jumped on him.
Yeah, he probably don't get along with the pit bulls.
Yeah, the pit bulls.
Just the giraffes.
Yeah. Just the
Owls and deer.
owls and deer.
Docile animals.
What was that horrible debate someone's trying to have with you, Joe, about Tarzan versus Brother Nation?
Oh, no, that's dead, Rory. No. I think we've received the answer
No, we did.
to that debate.
We did.
The real Tarzan would never,
Ever.
ever. Oh, man, Brother Nature just had a baby, too. Shout out to Brother Nature, man. I'm just glad he's all right. Glad he's good. I hope we don't see any charges or anything to come from this. I hope this is just a quick fight, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta just take the L and keep it moving.
Yeah, that's it. That's
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
All right, what else is going on? What the shootout in Jersey City? We saw it. Did you guys see it?
Some clips of it. Yeah,
I try to stay away from the
people
clips,
were home
but-
or recording out of their windows. You could just hear like a lot of gunfire. That shit sounded like I still can't believe that was right up the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been more gunfire than I heard in The Irishman.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was not really much gunfire in the Irishman, really.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. And I don't know what that was about in Jersey City. I just want to pray that everybody is all right.
Well, there were casualties, and I know a police officer died, and
It was 6 casualties last time I
Including the
saw
cop.
it, and then I think 3 people were injured.
Oh, that's horrible.
Six casualties, including the people that were shooting.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
As many as 6 people may be dead, including a police officer, 2 suspects, and 3 civilians during an ambush active shooter situation at a store in Jersey City Tuesday afternoon. Officials and law enforcement sources said. That was real sad. Of course, I saw a lot of clips because all of the Jersey City people heard the gunshots and ran right to the location.
I was gonna say, yeah.
They ran right there.
I didn't have to go to the news. I just had to go to my timeline for all the people I follow
Yeah,
live in Jersey
Buck
City.
and his brother left the crib, drove right over to where the gunfire and deaths were occurring.
Jesus.
Pulled his phone out, said, "Yo, it's like a movie." Oh man, I would call Buck so he can give us some play-by-play, but I'm not going to do that right now.
This era is different.
But boy, that was super scary. What was that, Jackson? I think that was Jackson Ave.
It was. I know MLK was the main joint. It might have been off of Jackson, but MLK was where
No,
everybody
MLK
was.
Jackson. Wait, yeah, MLK Jackson. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. I'm glad everybody I know was all right.
But condolences to those who were not.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yo, man, that Juice Wrld shit, what it said to me was, don't get to celebrating 2020 so soon. You ain't there yet, and it ain't here yet.
Every day. Mm-hmm. Day by day.
Yeah, it really paused me. It paused me and really made me take a step back. And but anytime one of our guys go, it makes me take a step back and really just be grateful for every breath.
And to address that, you brought the Juice Wrld back. A lot of people were hitting me saying, "See, you do need a will and life insurance when you're 19, 20." Let's put things.
And you do, by the way.
But listen, Joe.
It's responsible to have it. I can't have
All
you
right,
spread
but
that
let's
message.
just listen for 1 second. When I said that you should not, or kids at 19 don't need a will or life insurance, I wasn't speaking about the kid who's just a regular kid in the neighborhood, goes to school, plays sports, has a little job. I'm not talking about the rappers or the artists with money that are addicted to drugs and using heavy drugs, and that's not who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking.
Yeah, but those are the people listening to you.
Yeah, but I'm speaking. But other people are listening too, and I'm speaking to more than just the people that are listening. I'm speaking to an average 18-year-old should not be sitting around in high school on his way to college thinking about writing his will. That's what I'm speaking of. Now, if you're living a lifestyle to where you're putting your life in danger every day and you're bringing harm to yourself, then absolutely you should think about life insurance. And if you have any valuables or things you would like to leave for your family or whoever, yes, create a will.
And let me just tell, that is Maul's take. Sometimes y'all take shit and start grouping it to everybody. That is Maul's take on that. Joe's take is never too early to be prepared.
Yeah, but I'm not speaking to someone that's living a dangerous lifestyle.
You know, I feel you no more. They tried to get me out of here. Let me come in here and tell you people that I'm not stupid, because that's important. Sometimes we say things on this podcast, and then because y'all stupid and hear certain shit a certain way,
I'm responsible for
y'all
being
accuse me of being stupid. So let me just tell y'all that I do not equate Jay-Z with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. I don't know why. I don't know why y'all heard that. I don't know why they heard that. I said, in terms of speaking to your audience and the message you deliver to your audience, that is not comparing causes. That is not comparing audiences. It's comparing the ability to speak. Period.
Yeah, and then somebody said something like, "Yeah, Malcolm and Martin gave their lives," and I could have responded with artists that died, and I could have responded with a Biggie or a Tupac or a Nipsey, but I'm not speaking about that. Like, I'm not saying that, Jay is the new Malcolm X or the new Martin Luther King. No, I'm just saying that the way they use their words, it impacts people and it changes people's lives and it moves a generation.
Yeah, I'll tell you when I'm a Hovenger. You don't put it on me. The fuck?
I mean, you were still Hovenging at that point, but...
Yeah, it was, but then they made it extra Hovengering. Like, I went and added the X-Men or like an extra group to help. No, I had the Hovenging under control, and then they changed the meaning. Actually, speaking of 2 podcasts ago, we were talking about the season finale of Godfather of Harlem. With that said, y'all see Power pumping up new episodes? Come on, find out who's killed Ghost January 5. No.
I started watching that Watchmen show. It's really good.
It's good.
I'm only one episode in,
everybody says it's really good.
Yeah, I saw a lot of good reviews on that. Yeah.
I only didn't jump right into it because people told me there were racist white people killing everybody.
Yeah, I think that's
kind of... And then it was like, all right, I'm tired of this undertone. I'm tired of the undertone in movie and film and cinema and television with the racist... I'm just tired of it.
Yeah, I get it.
But everybody keeps saying the show is great, so I mean, I'll check it out. But 2 podcasts ago, we were talking about the Godfather of Harlem finale, and I asked the question to the room, who killed Malcolm X? Because I genuinely was curious about it because of how it was being depicted on the show, how it's been depicted for most of my life, and I wanted to educate myself. And then Maul said something, and then the Nation of Islam got on my phone, and they asked for the opportunity to reply to what Maul said or what we said on this platform, and I thought that was only fair. And I thought, who better to educate me than the actual people themselves? So I'm going to call them now so we can have that conversation. Let's see here. Hold up. Huh? Where do you get these raw, unfiltered conversations?
True.
Only right here on the JBP.
To the JBP.
I can't say Euro, right?
No, probably not.
Peace, no.
Yes.
Peace. This is Joe Budden from the Joe Budden Podcast. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Hold on 1 second, brother. Give us 1 second to get our brother on.
No worries.
Brother Joe.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Glad you could be here with us. I'm sorry for any of the misunderstanding and the miscommunication that we've had in trying to set this up. We've been talking for a little while.
Yes, sir. It's all good. I'm glad. I'm honored to be able to share some space in it and at least some airtime now, and hopefully some physical time in the near future.
Definitely. I was just briefing our audience to how this conversation came about, which was the finale of The Godfather of Harlem that we spoke about a few podcasts ago, and I asked the question, who killed Malcolm X? To which one of my co-hosts responded, and then you guys heard it.
Right, that's right.
No, I'm giving the floor to you to educate me and the rest of my co-hosts.
Well, first, brother, like I said, I want to say to you that I'm very honored to be able to share some airspace and time with you and Brother Maul and Rory and all of your squad and team that's been working so diligent to increase your influence for positive change.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, of course, not just the Godfather of Harlem, but Betty and Coretta, the movie Malcolm X, and even the autobiography of Malcolm X. It is all of these have been displayed, and they really are the authorized King James version of Malcolm X that have been translated from former translations, diligently compared and revised. And this same recycled lie that it was the FOI that killed Malcolm, when the truth is it was the FBI that killed Malcolm. We've been fighting this for decades now, because every 10 years they reopen the 54-year-old wound. Anytime that there's a level of consciousness among our people or affinity toward the nation, they keep recycling this lie. And on our end, as a people, we have become such lazy learners that we don't do our own research. But if we would go through the Freedom of Information Act, pull up the counterintelligence program of J. Edgar Hoover, look at the goals and look at the memos of what they did in the nation, and read about them celebrating the success of the assassination of Malcolm X, or look at the Gene Roberts, the brother that was his head of security, that talked Malcolm out of not having a search procedure for the first time in the history of Malcolm speaking at the Audubon Ballroom. He's the same man, Gene Roberts, that was in the Black Panther Party as an agent. And after Malcolm was shot, he came and gave Malcolm mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to make sure that he died. So it's so many different variables that can be unpacked if we will use some inference, deduction, reasoning, logic, and do a little research, and not allow ourselves to be subject to this. You know, as the movie Godfather of Harlem started off, it said events have been fictionalized for dramatic effect. And every time that anything has happened to any of our leaders, anytime they're depicted on the movie screen, that disclaimer should be in front of it, because we never get the real story. We get an edited, watered down, revised King James version of the history of our leaders, and this is the same for Malcolm X.
Do you believe that there's anything that the nation could do to step on the information that's being and that has been widespread for so many years?
Well, the call of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been now for over 30 years to open the files up. And right now, when you look at the files of Malcolm X and his assassination, they have, through what they call Section 7 in the FBI rules of conduct, they have the ability to withhold information. So there's so many, hundreds of pages of information that they have not released that would vindicate the nation. So all we can do is continue to shoot our defense out to stop the missiles from hitting us. But that, unfortunately, you giving us a platform on here today, on the phone, and then hopefully in the very near future, live and in person, where we can bring the stacks of the files and the books and the paperwork and be able to state the case. And let's try this thing in the court of public opinion, since they won't in the state or the federal court. Let's try it in a court of public opinion on a show like this, and let's set the record straight once and for all, and prove that Malcolm X was assassinated by the United States government. Only one man admitted to being a shooter, and that was Thomas Hagen, and he was not a member of the nation. The other two, Thomas 15X and Norman 13X, these brothers were not even there at the Audubon Ballroom and were innocent. And Thomas Hagen said that in his depositions, and he took the witness stand and said there were 3 other people, gave their names, but the FBI never went and arrested them because they were FBI agents working in concert to make sure that Malcolm was dead.
Wow.
Mo, you got anything? Anything you want
No,
to ask?
I mean, it's unfortunate. Like I said, the stories that I've been told throughout the years since I was a kid.
That many people have been told.
And that's why, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, again, and I want to apologize, you know, for putting that out there. But that is the story that I grew up on and I was raised on. But again, like you said, it is important that we push the real narrative and get the real story out there, which is why this conversation is helpful.
Thank you, my brother. I always remember learning once about the only good thing I learned inside of the public school system was the statement by Adolf Hitler. He said that if you repeat a lie long enough, it will become the truth. And that was his way of telling all of the true historians in Germany and all of the anthropologists in Germany that knew then that the black man and woman were the original people of the planet that offered civilization to the world. But his motive was to promote white supremacy and make the world believe that blonde hair, blue-eyed, and pale skin was superior to black skin, black hair, and brown eyes. And he said, they asked him, how are we going to be able to prove this with all of this science that's working against us? He said, don't worry about it. If you repeat a lie long enough, it will become the truth. So they have Hollywood and the synagogue of Satan that runs Hollywood. These social engineers, these architects of confusion, these spin doctors in media, they have followed that Nazi program of Adolf Hitler to figure out how to repeat a lie long enough that it has become the truth to people, even though it's not the truth in reality.
With that said, brother, let me ask you how do you feel when you well first let me ask, do you watch the Godfather Harlem or some of these other shows that push this, number one, and number two, if so, how do you feel when you see it?
I did watch it. I have been watching the Godfather of Harlem, and there's a lot of good positive ingredients, a lot of great leadership traits that you can see by the way they depicted Bumpy Johnson. However, I've also been able to read some of the book written by Bumpy Johnson's life, and the historical inaccuracies based off of what she said about her husband is so much different than what they have depicted in the series. So, he didn't meet Malcolm till 1963. It's just a lot of historical inaccuracies in it. But I do like the fact that all of our life we've been talking Capone and we've been talking John Gotti and we've been running around with Scarface posters, Scarface leather jackets. But we never even looked at a brother that was involved in striving to be independent, even in a criminal world, with the goal of using his power ultimately to free his family and to become a fuel source for revolution in the United States of America for the oppressed people. So in that sense, I thought it has a positive side to it. But on the other side, I'm so tired. I'm just going to tell you, I'm so tired of seeing the nation portrayed in such an inaccurate way. They got Malcolm walking with his shoulders all hunched over, hands in his pocket. We don't walk like that. We're quick thinking, fast moving, clean inside and out, right down to modern times. That's not how we function. Every time you see us in the movies, they got us walking around with funny looking haircuts and steak and shake bow ties on. So I'm like, damn, man, can y'all get something right in one of these movies? I'm like, man, can y'all at least go to the mosque and get a regular bow tie? You don't have to go to Steak and Shake and take the waiter's bow tie.
Right.
But you know what? But this is why I'm glad. But this is why I'm glad. You say all this that you say, and I'm so glad that today, we have outlets where we don't have to have the narrative shaped for us. Number one, and number two, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for getting to me so fast when you heard whatever you heard on our last podcast, because I sincerely did want to be educated about this.
Right.
And I would love for us to sit down in the future in person so we could really get into this thing in depth. Like I said, the only reason I didn't have you here today was because we weren't prepared to accommodate you today. But this is a conversation that should be had, should be continued. And yeah, we don't have to allow Hollywood or none of them niggas to speak for us.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we're not there. That's not where we are today.
And I love that about you. And that is what all of your viewers and listeners love that about you, is that you have a level of courage and testicular fortitude to stand on what you stand on and say what you mean and mean what you say. So I can't wait to be in the studio with you and all of the brothers and the great staff you have. And let's lay this out and see if we can take the toxicity out of the environment that they're trying to put into the minds of a new generation that wasn't programmed by the old Malcolm X movie or wasn't a part of the conspiracy of the propaganda in the 65 magazines and newspapers that tried to make us look like we were the murderers of Malcolm X, when the minister's been accused, he's never been arrested or even investigated. They know that if the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us, leave Malcolm alone, nobody would have messed with him. And if he would have been the one that organized a hit on Malcolm X on January the 4th of 1957, the FBI wiretapped the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's phones and got approval for 24-hour-a-day surveillance. Where's the tape? Where's the conversation where he said to do something to Malcolm? I looked at a book written by a sister called 7 Years in the House of Elijah, and she talks about a conversation she had with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, this is years after Malcolm had defected and been assassinated. He said the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about Malcolm with tears in his eyes and said he loved him and that was his son, and he never wanted to see any harm come to him. You know why? Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we believe, comes in that line of divine as a messenger of God. And messengers of God have a different kind of sight than regular people. Regular human beings like us have two sights. We got insight looking into the present, hindsight and looking into the past. But a messenger of God has a third sight, and that's foresight. And he could look down the wheel of time and know that if they had let that brother live, then it's a strong possibility and a divine probability that he would have been on the battlefield back in the ranks of the nation as he was trying to make his way back into the ranks. Who knows? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told Malcolm X after he told him, I apologize, I want to return. He said, well, you just got to go back, Malcolm, and put out some of the fires that you started. Who knows at the Audubon Ballroom if he was going to start putting out those fires? We never know because somebody opened fire on him. Not from the nation, not the FOI, but it was the FBI. So I can't wait, brother Joe. I can't wait.
Top of the new year. Top of the new year, January. Man, January, let's get together. Let's unpack this thing. I got to tell you, because I'm honest, I am going to continue to watch that show.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. I am too. I am too, but I'm going to keep my firewall up.
Got to.
Right.
No, you got to.
Keep my firewall up and make sure that I don't let any viruses get into my computer system called my brain that have me thinking funny about my people. And a nation that's good for us. And I'm going to keep my eyes focused on the real enemy, which has always been the United States government, whether it was MOVE, whether it was the Tuskegee experiment, whether it was Black Wall Street, whether it was the Black Panthers, whether it was H. Rap Brown, Stokely Carmichael, Marcus Garvey, whether it was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, whether it's the minister today, they've always been the one that threw the rock.
Pac.
And here's their hands. So I can't wait, Brother Joe. Thank you so much, my brother.
No.
Thank you, Brother Maul. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yo,
And I look forward to being with you all in January 2020 vision. We're going to see things clearly.
Yes, sir. My brother, thank you so much for joining us, man. In January, we're going to get to it.
All right. Appreciate it. Peace.
Love.
Peace.
All right, let me toss it over to race relations. See what,
Nope.
all right.
Sorry.
Rory Parks, y'all heard what he said. React.
React.
He bodied that.
Yeah, I'm just glad me and Parks were here to help.
I had nothing. I had no help to offer except for my help.
That was dope. That was dope.
No, that was good.
That was dope. All right, what else? What else is important? Slow news week, so not much happened. There's not much that we need to get to.
Yeah, not really at all, to be quite honest. You tried to let that super trailer get away from us, but we was on it.
You was on it, Rory?
2 days later, but Joe tried to hide it. He tried to hide the algorithms.
Joe, Joe controls the algorithms.
All right, lead the topic, nigga.
Don't try to walk away. Don't try to walk away. We are talking about the Love and Hip Hop new season. The OGs are back. The super trailer, which is 8 minutes. No, they're all back now, including you. Which had some fiery exchange between Joe Budden and Sin Santana at a park fountain.
Ooh. That was a great location, Joe.
No fiery exchange.
No fiery exchange.
Joe defended himself from the kitchen.
That's funny. I'm tuned in, man. I don't know about
me
you guys.
too. Mondays at 8, right?
I think next week.
Double header.
I'm excited.
What are y'all saying? What are y'all excited about? I missed this whole little bit y'all did.
You have a show coming
Because you
up.
didn't do a bit. You just tried to make some jokes real quick without telling the audience anything about what was going on, right?
No, we did. We told them Love and Hip Hop next week. 2 episodes back to back.
So why is that
super
why is
trailer
that so
out
funny?
now?
Why is that so funny to you guys?
Because you should watch the super trailer.
Explain the joke to these people.
It's
What's
hilarious.
funny? Show's been on for 10 years. Nobody's been laughing. What's up? Why is it so
we've
funny
been
to you
laughing
guys
for 10
now?
years.
Yeah, and everyone's back, and you're back, so it's funny.
Yeah, we're excited.
I see you gave the tough crowd plug.
Did I tell y'all? And I did wear the tough crowd. You seen it?
I did.
You seen that, Maul?
No, I didn't.
Did
I
you
didn't see none of this.
Make sure that you and Chris Brown see me when I wear the tough crowd.
Got
Don't
you.
do that.
Got you.
Maul, I told you I feel the way about Rory joking on me about reality television, right? I told all of y'all that before.
Yeah.
Because Rory has auditioned for countless reality TV shows.
Yeah.
I have not.
We saw the
Told y'all
photo.
Well, Royce just spoke
What
to the fact
photo?
that younger artists, they have older artists have a.
How
a
will
beef
the
with-
season end
What season? This season?
of Love and Hip Hop?
I tell you one thing.
Does Joe still have a thing for an ex? And if so, which one?
Oh, you know those drops are coming.
That is so corny. But you know the answer to that. You know, like,
No,
I
we
gotta
know.
tell you how the season ends.
No,
Like,
no, we know. We know.
No, don't spoil it.
So why you
Don't spoil it.
Park? Ram.
Don't spoil it for Parks and Rem.
Hey, man.
Which one?
Does Joe want that old thing back? And if so, which one?
Rory
Does
thinks,
Joe?
Rory thinks he is so funny. Monday nights, tune in. I don't know what else I have for you guys. You guys want to watch it with me like a family, the first one?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
They're
make
doing-
some your
they're-
famous cheese, chicken cheese dip.
Don't do it. It's chicken dip.
Oh, chicken dip.
It's not cheese and chicken dip.
Well, there's cheese in there, isn't there?
It's a lot of
Not
cheese.
telling
in
you.
there.
The first night is back-to-back episodes,
I'm excited.
2 in a row.
I'm very excited. Can't wait.
The angst.
See, look, this is what I mean about your man right here. Look, Joyner Lucas says A, at Nick Cannon. So already you couldn't just at Nick Cannon with what you had to say.
You want everybody else
It's
to say?
A,
Yeah.
at Nick Cannon. You better stop rap jumping my nigga Marshall before me, 50, Royce, Crooked, Lloyd Banks, J.
Joe.
Cole, Kendrick, Logic, Tech 9, Big Sean, and King Los get busy on your ass. Pause, a pen emoji, and keep playing. This is exactly the shit that I'd be talking about.
I can guarantee you everyone on that list but Joyner Lucas will not be responding to Nick Cannon. Not one person he named is going to be replying to Nick Cannon.
But what is with the need to include yourself in everything moving?
Because people want to be seen, Joe. Everything is about.
If you have M's back lyrically, then why you can't just have it lyrically?
And again, this is me just playing this. I think that this is just him joking with this tweet, but I do understand what you're speaking to, though.
Yo, you can mind your business with jokes even. You know how many times I just hit the group chat with a joke?
I agree.
True.
Yeah.
You do not have to publicize and publish all the shit that you think is cute and or funny.
I get it.
He gonna come for you next.
Who?
Joyner.
There isn't a rapper out there that can come for Joe. That's how Joe feels.
You've been dissed a few times and haven't replied in your retirement.
It doesn't affect me.
You've been dissed before. You'll be dissed again.
But it bothers me none.
Bothers
I mean,
bothers me
I
none.
promise y'all, it doesn't affect me not a bit. I've probably been dissed I've been dissed by all the rappers he named.
I know
50, Royce, Crook, Banks, maybe not Cole, but maybe, we don't know. Kendrick.
he didn't.
Logic. Tech has dissed me. Big Sean.
You guys
And I'm
made
sure
up.
King Los has dissed me before.
Look at you.
Attacking the algorithms again.
Shut up, Maul. What else happened? What else happened?
Banks is at home so confused on why he is in this sentence and who Joyner Lucas is.
I fuck with Joyner.
I do too.
Yeah.
I hate that every time I say I fuck with somebody, it has to be on the heels of me providing a harsh critique of them. Like, sometimes I just want to come in here and fuck with the people I fuck with. And that be it. But come on, man. How do you not say that? Fam, Tech Nine is not doing nothing. Big Sean is not doing nothing. Logic, Kendrick, Cole, Banks.
Hold on. Let me help you here. 50, Royce, Crooked Eye, Lloyd Banks, J. Cole, Kendrick, Logic, Tech Nine, Big Sean, King Los are not doing anything. You don't need to pick and choose.
Yeah,
just read the sentence.
I'm with Rory.
Just read the whole sentence.
Yeah.
But why Joyner don't know that?
I think
because Joyner don't know none of them.
He's just naming niggas?
Yes.
Well, let's get to somebody who probably would do something.
The Franklin Saint that broke the bank. Shifting the culture, they say I taint. I owe my ties, the check is blank. Who are you to question how I show thanks? We don't pray to the same God, wager the same odds.
No.
Saint Tropay don't relate to your Saint eyes.
Oh, no.
4 rappers all sharing the same lies. Lil Pusha T's, my sinning just saved lives.
It's my hand.
Mirror my excellence. Exercise, feeling like Exodus. Trying to get next to God. This is an exorcist. See through my ex's eyes. Hoping my ex forgives all of my extra lies. Woo! Life goes on and babies born. And mine's on the way. Couldn't wait to say it in song. I don't question God's love. Cause every good and perfect gift is from above.
New Joe Budden.
Is that not the greatest baby announcement?
Yeah. This is how
happen?
baby reveal should happen.
Yeah. That beats hitting the baseball.
Wait till y'all see the gender. Hear the gender reveal.
Oh, he's gonna go crazy on that train.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Is it gonna be the hard white or the soft white?
Nah, this gonna be soft.
How is he gonna reveal it?
Super dark beat. Soft white for a girl.
Yeah.
Pink tops, blue tops.
Yo, that little Pusha snippet got me excited.
I'm always excited for some push music.
No, I didn't like one of them songs he put out. I think it might have been the first one. One of them where he be, I don't know. I know when there's a Pusha song I don't like. But I know he be having a plan with that, so I don't pay no mind. But this, woo! Listen, any beat that sounds like Kanye found the sample and when it says stretch my hands is a win.
That's a Kanye beat.
It's a win.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a Kanye beat.
It was on
Jesus is King.
I didn't hear that.
Well, yeah, it's a beat from that album.
So this is a freestyle? Mm-hmm. Oh, drop this.
Wait, that beat was on Jesus is King?
That beat, yeah.
Well, we don't listen to that Jesus is King
Stretch my
shit.
hands? Oh, so you talking about another song? I thought you saw the one Joe just played.
So this beat was not on
No, it was.
No, that
Yeah,
beat, that
it
exact
was.
beat was on Jesus.
Got it. So this is a freestyle.
Yes.
Yeah, drop that shit.
Well, put it out, God damn it.
I'm with you on that.
The hell,
and
the
keep
hell's
rapping.
going on? Yeah. Keep rapping, Push. Somebody else put a snippet out. Who else put a snippet out? Somebody else caught me with a snippet.
You know, people love the snippets.
Let me see if I can figure it out.
Check the temperature.
Yeah, no, that was just... Oh! Yeah, no, hold up. I knew I wasn't crazy now. Hold up. Y'all talk while I'm saying hold up. Jesus.
We're holding up.
All right, don't worry about it. Oh, thank you, Rory. Yeah, maybe this is just my own infatuation with how the 40+ rappers are moving, but I love it. I love obsessing over it. I love figuring out where they're going with it, what they're trying to do, if they're trying to, or how they're trying to identify with a newer audience. I love to hear them not try to be playlist MCs.
I like when they just do
and
it.
radio
Don't
MCs.
chase shit. Just sound like him.
I love when they look like them. I love seeing Sugar J all in this Cam shit. Rest in peace, Huddy, of course. I just love it. I love it. Him, all of them.
Yeah, it's a good record.
Fam, Push performed at his wedding and then dropped a track when the baby was coming. Like, if this nigga is not hip hop,
Word.
like, honestly. Just Blaze still waiting on that soul sample you promised when I was having Lex.
He never sent it.
Well, you got Lex's birthday coming up.
He kept the fouls.
He kept the
fouls. Oh, no, that's not swagger. Yo, you two now. What I'ma do now? Like, no.
Yo, you two now. What I'm gonna do now?
Nothing is swaggy about.
Keep being a father.
Nothing is swaggy about rapping to your 2-year-old.
Yo,
It has to be a
now.
baby.
What I'm gonna do?
What? Oh, I was gonna get in that bag.
Nah, don't get into that bag.
Yo.
Just stay away from that.
Yo, there's quite a few people. We're not going to talk about it now, but there's quite a few people that are starting to grow angry at y'all for how y'all talk about my rapping. Trinidad James is one of them.
He's growing angry at me.
Yeah.
He's fed up.
Trinidad, y'all, Pat Stay hit me. He didn't like how y'all be talking. There's a few niggas that, like, really
But
hold.
what are they speaking to, though? Like, exactly.
They speak to the way that y'all speak about me, whether in jest, jokes, however you want to chop it. That's what they speak to. They speak to, yo, these niggas gonna have to stop talking about your pen like it's some, like they're taking offense to it.
Trinidad James?
Well, his crew.
I watched.
You seen it?
On the Adam 22 shit.
He took offense to it. He didn't like it.
He ain't talking about us.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
They even said I went to one of their parties and I didn't.
Well,
know
I
what
have
party
some.
it was.
I have some other videos of people talking about y'all and how y'all.
Well, no, I
speak
saw
to
their
me.
crew on Adam 22. It was a little Joe Budden pod for real.
No, but I talk about you today. I'm not. I always give you props for your past, rapping. But today, when
first
you
of
start
all,
talking
if I stuck around when everyone hated your raps, fuck that. I'm not gonna like him when everyone likes
still
him.
on the couch in Philly with this nigga, man. Trinidad James and Pat Stay can relax. Fuck you talking about, nigga. I was there. Like, you relax.
What that mean? You don't get a pass because
No, I'm just saying. I always give you. I always show love for that. I'm talking about
You can't get a
now.
pass, yeah.
I'm talking about now. I'm like, yo, you're not in shape now, is what I'm saying. Not what you've done. today. When you start trying to talk jazzy, like, nigga, I'll tear these. No, you won't.
Yeah, but why I don't like that from you? Look how niggas talk. Let me tell you why I don't like that from you.
Okay.
Because Floyd come right out and say, yo, I'm coming right back next year.
And we laughed.
And you right there watching.
I'm not watching that.
You are going to watch. Don't do that.
I'm not going to watch. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not. Because I know it's not a real thing. It's not real. Which is why I said Floyd is going to fight.
But if he came back and said, yo, it's real.
Nah, it's not real.
Gotta put hands and feet on one of these dudes to remind him.
He's not going to fight nobody that can potentially beat him. He's not going to fight none of these young dudes. That
Me neither.
That's all right then. So which is why am I watching this shit? Like, I'm not watching that. No. I can't watch you fight, who was it, Conor McGregor? Like, I can't watch that again.
What do Joyner Lucas think that Logic is going to do to one of Eminem's enemies? I want to know. Honestly. If I had Joyner Lucas's phone number, I would call him right now to ask him that.
Logic is going to give him a number to call.
Yeah.
But listen, guys, we have rap beef.
We have a hotline.
Here's a hotline you can call. Settle this beef. Settle this beef right here.
All right, listen, I don't have nothing else to talk about here. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Well, no, we have a guest.
Oh, yeah, I'm not getting out of here.
Did anyone see Jordan Woods do her lie detector test?
I missed it, Rory.
Missed it.
Break it
Yeah,
down.
you know why I fuck with Rory? Because I miss these days. I miss when you was engaged, so like a lot of your topics were women friendly.
Yeah, because you're forced to like know about shit.
Yeah, Rory be coming in with
Because
those
I feel like
topics.
Sam definitely brought it to his attention, this shit.
The lie detector.
But when you involve,
Why don't you do one?
Why don't you do one?
You think it's easy? Why don't you take one? Nah, I'm cool. Jordan bodied that shit.
She bodied it. What was she lying about or not lying about?
Tristan Thompson and Mole.
I never want to hear the name. I never want to hear Jordan Woods' name again. I just don't. I feel like it's been a lot about nothing.
Yes.
I don't care about her relationship with the Kardashian, whatever has happened. I don't care. It's
She's
over.
creating right now, Joe.
It's over.
She's creating.
It's content.
The entire polygraph test
Wait,
was a
wait,
2-hour process.
Is this on the red table? So this is an extension of...
Maybe we're not the kings, guys.
Oh. Okay.
I'll get a lie detector in here.
Okay. All right.
I've taken mad lie detector tests.
Did you pass?
Oh, that was like your last, I'll take a lie detector test to get her back type time, or?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
That's why Joe be trying to play dead in the house. You got to control his breathing, his heartbeat. For when he take a lie detector test.
He stepped on a tack like in
that
Ocean's
is part
11.
that is part of it.
No, I know that. It's control breathing. That's all it is. But yeah.
All right, Rory,
I
come
don't
on,
care- I don't
finish
care
your
about this
topic,
anymore.
Rory.
Oh, I
her
didn't
breath control?
watch it.
Oh,
Yeah,
now you want to be a guy again. Oh, no, I didn't see it either, guys.
No, I really didn't. I saw the headline. I didn't actually watch her lie detector, but I'm
you're one
sure.
of those.
Asking
Just
us
reporting
if-
on the
so
headline.
Asking us if we saw something that you didn't give a fuck about either.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that was the dude that does the Knicks post game.
Yeah, well, no.
He's doing lie detector.
He wears a lot of hats.
Okay. Attack the algorithm.
Look at Jordan's face.
You don't
Controlling
need to
her
watch
breathing.
it.
You see her?
You think
Hey, don't breathe hard.
you think had it came out that she beat, they would post it? That's why I don't need to watch these
They
things.
would never.
Rory had a cool theory on rappers that are having the most fun.
Who?
Okay.
All
What
of
is the
them.
theory?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that because I drink a lot more on the road.
Okay. What's the theory?
Who was I? I was talking about the baby. I'm kind of sick and tired of people getting that line off. Look at how much fun he's at. Like, you can't hate. Like, when Designer came out, is anyone having more fun than Designer?
I have been seeing a whole lot of, yo, no one is having more fun than the baby.
How do you know that?
He does look like he's having a good time.
He's been doing the same dance for a year straight. He might
He
be
did a
tired
show
of
on
it.
FaceTime. That sounds like fun.
Nah.
He might be tired of it.
Yeah, he looks depressed to me. He looks miserable. Look, he's tired of doing the King Kong pound on my thighs dance.
I think he's having fun.
And I got to give him respect that he can get that off. Because go try to do that move in public now.
No,
They're
doing it.
No, I'm doing it in public.
Good luck.
I see all the chicks that, oh, baby, want to fuck him because he does the
Good
little
luck.
thing. All right,
I've been doing that.
They calling the cops.
Get mine off.
Yeah, worry, you don't like it when Joe do it, huh?
They calling the
You don't
cops.
like it when I get in my bag?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Progressive.
Yeah, the baby did Saturday Night Live, SNL, as the white people say, with J-Lo.
It was a good performance.
Summer Walker did Fallon or not Fallon, Colbert.
I think it was Fallon.
One of
Yeah,
them.
It was Fallon.
Yeah.
Are we ready to just say that she is a horrible performer, period?
I didn't see the performance.
I mean, you could probably go back to the
Because
episode.
But again, Joe, she's still a new artist.
She just screamed on whoever that was in Jersey City for wanting her to perform 2 to 3 songs on the couch. I understand that. She went on a long soliloquy about, I'm Summer Walker, nigga. I ain't performing on no couch. I perform on Fallon, late night, blah, blah, blah. So I thought she was going to body the show, and then I watched the show, and she didn't give a fuck up there either.
Wait, hold on. She did that in Jersey?
Yeah, that was Jersey.
No, like what happened? Because I saw mad people promoting
Jersey.
the first time Summer Walker ever performing in Elizabeth, New Jersey. I'm sitting there like, she's not performing. So she didn't perform.
The promoter knew she wasn't performing. Like
the promoter was getting that off.
Yeah, but then they dug up all the old responses.
That's a conversation that we probably do need to have early 2020. Because
promoters,
the promoter will book you for the 2 or 3 songs and promote it like a whole show.
No. But Joe, he was not. He was in comments responding to people saying this is not a performance. She was digging all that up. Like, you knew I wasn't performing. So now, why are you trying to say, oh yeah, like you whack for that? He ended up deleting a lot of the whole contract. That wasn't even a real contract. That wasn't a proposal or something like that. Like, and people were like, yo, this isn't even a real contract that you posting. Like, and then she posted the emails and the agreements and everything. Like, the promoter knew she wasn't coming there to perform. He knew that. He just jumped behind it when everybody that came was started killing him about it.
I'm not talking about him.
That's not what I read from him, by the way. I read, no, you agreed to do 2 to 3 songs. He put out a whole long paragraph about it. You agreed to do 2 to 3 songs. You got up there. You tried to hum some shit. The fans wasn't feeling you, so they booed. Jersey don't give it up like that. And then you came on and started trashing the promoter. That's not my doing, ma. You know what we agreed to. I don't know. I wasn't there. But that's a tricky situation anytime for artists. Even if what he's saying is true.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when you
still
start
a tricky situation.
When you start deleting shit that you posted to prove your point, I think that kind of shows that you were wrong. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is, can we just admit that she's just not the greatest of performers?
But Joe, do you expect her to be?
Yeah.
She's a new artist. She's like brand new. Which is why I keep going back to they need artist development, because maybe she does not know how to perform, but she has a so what I said was a classic R&B album.
She clearly does not know how to perform. That's fine.
But we can't knock her for that because she's still such a new artist. Like,
I can knock her because she continues to perform.
Well, I mean, the show, she cut some shows, and she's not, I mean, she obviously doesn't want to really perform. So it's not like she's giving it up like she thinks she's a great performer. She's telling us, I don't want to perform. She's telling us that.
You ain't got to tell me. I'm not booking her.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, I mean, but and to be fair to her, she's a new artist. I don't expect her to go out there and put on the show like she's been doing this for 10, 15 years.
Yo, your new name is Lenient Man. You know, Jediah is classic man.
No, I just understand that we throw these.
I'm a lenient man.
No, I just understand
I'm a
that
lenient man.
A lot of these artists are new.
Sing it with me.
No, I'm not singing.
I'm a lenient man. Or you
can't get mad at somebody for telling you I don't want to perform, and then when they perform, they look like they don't want to perform.
You want to be lenient boy instead?
No, I just want people to use
swagger.
their fucking brain.
I'm a lenient boy.
No.
There you go.
Fine. All right, want to bring our guest in? I don't care about the rest of this shit y'all want to talk about.
Let's do it.
It's fine.
Hey! All right, friend week continues, goddammit.
The friend of all friends.
I've waited a long time for this. Pause. Come right on dissing niggas. See, we're going to get to the root of things today. Old Royce, little sneaky diss. He dissed the whole Calabasas crew. First bar.
I just found out about them niggas.
Half the rappers.
Yeah, right off the rip. Can you tell me what this first bar means? I'm not all you Calabasas whack nigga.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Look, Roy's like, no.
You said that, not me.
Royce, I just want to let you know that myself, Joe, and Parks love this song. Maul hates this song.
Yeah, Maul threw us right under the bus when Fab got here.
Word. That's what he did to Fab?
Yes.
When Fab got, because we didn't really vibe with the album
for the summer shootout thing.
You know what it is? They acting like we had that conversation in private. That conversation literally went out to the world. about how they felt about that.
Everybody don't hear
I
it.
see Joe's concern.
Concerned about it, man.
It's crazy.
But Royce, I think that's why we dope, because we'll
Right,
say it to the artist's face. I don't
Well-
understand what they so.
I think that's more your role.
Oh, all right, so I'll take that.
And speak for you.
Yeah, we spoke
And
for us.
don't. I can speak for me. That's gonna be my point all the time.
What did Fab say?
He took it well.
Yeah,
You did.
No, Fat was
Yeah.
fine.
In here.
Yeah.
And
He texted you later, Joe?
Yeah.
No. No, I probably won't get a text again.
I don't think Fab is one of those guys, though. I don't think that bothers him.
Nah, he probably good.
I don't think that bothers him.
Royce, how you feel, man?
I feel good. A little tired, but old.
Tired from.
I had to get up early. I had like a 7 o'clock flight. I left from the studio 5 o'clock.
Sounds like something you do.
Yeah,
Sound like a regular day for you, man.
it's cool. It's cool. It could be worse, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to come
Just
see
rock
us.
and roll, huh?
Just to come see us.
I had some other.
Yeah, right.
I know. I wish you wanted to lie to us.
I would have came out just for this, but I had some other stuff to do.
So the effects of being 40 plus and the grind of whatever comes with recording, creating, and distributing an album.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I mean, I like recording. I haven't really grown a love for everything else. Like it just kind of comes with it. I'm a studio guy.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm a studio guy. But I don't complain about the other stuff. It's all
It's part of the job.
It's all inclusive.
Yeah.
Could be worse, man.
Drew and Dean.
more mature Royce.
But Royce has been mature Royce for a while now, though. This isn't like a new thing. Because last time we was in Detroit, I hit Royce thinking he was gonna come kick it. As soon as Royce said, "Yeah, when y'all leave," I said, "No." I said, "Royce ain't coming."
Nah, but you know what? That was a bad weather day.
Yeah.
Like when the weather gets like that, I'm a universe hippie, man. I stay. I chill.
I feel you.
Because I've went out against my gut when the weather's been like that and got in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. I respect that.
What's the date for the album?
We're shooting for the end of January, but Keno, it's just Keno, so
Shout out to Keno, man.
I don't really know. I don't really have an explanation for Keno this time.
Keno, we shooting for the end of January.
Keno, you Kenoing?
Hey!
He put
Already
twice since
That should be over my dead fucking body. I'm telling y'all now.
What, did it drop in
It
February?
ain't gonna be February. It better be January sometime, or it's gonna be over his dead body.
See, I'm glad.
So somebody's dying. We do know
Somewhere,
that.
somebody gonna die.
Right.
Okay, so January, hopefully,
Right.
sometime in January.
But that seemingly hostile conversation is kind of conversation we have here all the time. As an artist, I would maybe want a little more time, maybe. I could understand the labels wanting more time. Maul says niggas should just rush their shit out. The artist is supposed to feel like you, right? Like, I want my shit out soon, shortly.
It's only because I want people to hear it. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. Mm-hmm. I want people to hear it, and the shit gets old to me, man. I'm crazy. Mm-hmm. Shit gets old to me really fast. It's like I want to enjoy it with the people.
Oh, okay. I think I've noticed that from you before.
Yeah,
You want to change lines and shit.
Keno be like, "Yo, man, that's coming. That's coming. It's gonna be immediately. That's February. That's right around the corner." And I'll be like, "Yo, that's a long time, nigga. That's like a year."
You have any different feelings with the release because you're producing it? Is that maybe why you really want to get it out?
Well, I'm like that with every project, but yeah, that intensifies it, because it's more for me to wrap my brain around, man. Yes.
What's different about you on this project?
Doesn't have to pay producers.
This is the first project that happened to me. You know what I mean? Normally I plan and attack. This time I just let it kind of flow because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So I ain't set out to do a project. I just went down like a little rabbit hole with the production. Mm-hmm. And first I agreed to do an EP. Okay. So that was like 3-4 songs. And I couldn't figure out, Joe, you probably know this about me. I couldn't figure out how to make 3-4 songs feel like a body of work to me. Mm-hmm. So I just kept letting shit happen. And then next thing you know, I looked up and I had like a whole body of work that I could take and shape and turn into something I started getting excited about. You know what I'm saying? So it just happened to me.
But could you see yourself being EP, man? Like the way it
Hell no.
Yeah, Royce EP would be weird.
But he could,
really
but he could do
weird to me.
8 of them in a year.
The EP,
Absolutely.
I have an EP with skits and shit. Yeah, intro, segue music.
Maul said what was different about you this album. I'm going to ask what's different about this album, only because I've heard some of it. And I heard some differences. It's going to be rather hard for people to not hear some differences.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I knew I didn't want to do nothing personal. I'll probably never do anything. Well, I'm not going to say never, but I'd like to think that I got the personal shit out the way. I feel like every artist needs at least one.
On the last album you're talking about?
Yeah, Book of Rhyme.
Yeah.
I got that out the way.
Yeah.
I told
Great project, by the way.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Really
I
good
told my story.
We all liked it.
Yes, they did. We all liked it.
It was like an intro. It was like an introduction, like what people's first album should be if they got, the mental awareness to be able to do it. Me, it took me a minute to even realize, because up until Joe told me, I didn't even know I didn't have content. So there's that.
So there's that.
You know what I'm saying? So
Wait, when did I tell you that?
yeah, you just let me know. Like, Royce, man, you flow. You got the flow. You don't talk about shit. You got to talk about something. You got to have content, man.
What did you say?
I was like, wow, okay.
No, I believe you rapped about it on Glass House when you said,
Just
"Roy,
drop the gem on
stop
me."
rapping about your gun and your dick."
Right.
Hey, and look what happened. and look what happened, goddammit.
We got Cocaine, my favorite song of, what was that, 2017, 18 this came out?
2018,
18?
Yeah, up into that point, I was like on a 10-year drinking ban, so I didn't realize it.
But this album, I won't, while albeit not personal to you, the content is, well, how would you describe it then?
Scatterbrain. It's a reflection of where I am today mentally. I do a lot of research. And I'm always down the rabbit hole. Always down the information rabbit hole. I'm real big on information right now.
I can see that. Smartphones made that pretty
some
easy.
specific type of information in these
just-
rabbit holes, or just all around broad?
The truth to whatever I'm looking for.
Okay.
Nah, the truth is on. No, the truth, a lot of truth on there.
Yeah, Keno was supposed to send me the album weeks ago, and he never did.
Keno!
I put the album on, and man, what a powerful intro, by the way. What a powerful intro. What a powerful way to start an album. I put the album on, and I let it rock, and by around track 6, I was headed to the strip club, and I said, all right, nope. Nope, ain't about to have me angry at these bitches.
I was about to say, you either was going to go put one of them through college. You either was going to put one of them through college or make one of them drop out of college.
So can I talk about some of the things I heard on the album? All right, I'll speak about this anonymously. We got
Someone on the album said.
We got to one.
Someone on the Royce album said.
We got Royce laughing with you. We got to a part on the album where it was about 4 to 8 bars that I didn't think would be there about someone that I didn't think would be spoken about. Am I doing good with you at least?
Of course.
All right, awesome. Why'd you do that here? Enough was enough?
He gonna know why. He gonna know why for sure. I mean, it's a situation going on, especially in hip hop. Okay, we have all kinds of different people, but we have a type of person in particular. We have white people who come into the business and they use the culture, which we got a very open culture. Like it's here for everybody to thrive.
Yeah.
You got some white people that come in, they use that, and then they go and they do very evil things behind closed doors. Very evil, racist things behind closed doors. They make comments and stuff like that. And I just got to a point in life where it's like, if I see it, or if I hear about it, or if I'm involved in it in any kind of way, I feel like I have to start holding these people accountable. I don't think it's fair. Because if you don't, the cycle just continues. Because it didn't just start. It's something that exists.
Right. Absolutely.
It exists and it's a problem. It's problematic. It's super problematic.
I feel real bad for whatever white person you just dissed, man. That's a.
I don't think it was a diss. It was
not.
like it was Royce being frank.
I like that.
It was Royce being frank.
I feel bad for anybody that Royce disses or beats Frank with.
Long album.
Is it?
I was pleased. I was well, from today's standard.
I'm trying to shorten it.
Well,
You tried to shorten it.
Try it.
How many tracks is it, Royce?
I don't even know, bro.
It's like 21.
I tried to shorten it.
But some of them are short, like just short little blips. You know what I mean? Like it's so you can't really go off the track listing. It's just, yo, man, I know rules, man. Whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
That is true.
Everybody telling everybody all of these things. None of it's true. You just think about it.
Yeah.
Oh man, look, the internet gave everybody ADD. How, man? Show me. Show me proof of this.
Yeah.
They're just anecdotal facts.
Yeah.
Being regurgitated, and we just go, okay.
Right.
Right.
Oh, for streaming, you got to do such and such and such and such.
I don't want to hear that. Don't play that. Don't do that with me. I'm not going.
But I don't even think you try to target that consumer.
You don't target.
That falls for
You shouldn't target
the 2-minute ADD. I'm just on whatever is streaming on Spotify, #1 today type of consumer.
Do y'all talk to any young artists?
Yeah.
They're driving themselves crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're driving themselves crazy because they think everything is about these numbers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I personally feel like you got numbers and then you got energy. Right?
That's true.
Nas hasn't had an album in the last 10 years that everybody can just all across the board agree on.
Correct.
Nas can go anywhere and get anything he wants from any label. You know why? Of course he's Nas. That's the explanation. I just want to be Royce. I don't want to be the numbers man.
Right.
Just put paint on the canvas and hang it up. You can come look at it or you don't have to come look at it. This is not marketing. It's just me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we got enough of that. Everybody acts like they're like an employee of the people. I don't work for the people. I just express myself.
Yeah, there's a lot of fake A&Rs and stuff out in the world, especially with Twitter and Instagram and all that.
Well, a lot of people confuse numbers and impact. They're not the same thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of office buildings try to put that out there that you're not impactful if you don't have this amount of streams, which is completely false.
Hey, man.
Yeah, they get you uncomfortable in your art.
I think I made every mistake you can make, like, in terms of just creatively. I made every wrong record you can make. And I studied myself. I know how Lighters looks on a royalty statement. I seen it for myself, so I have to go off of nobody else's opinion. I know how Boom looks on a royalty statement. I had a song called You Can't Touch Me, one of my most successful records at radio. Now, when you look at it, none of these songs, You Can't Touch Me,
That was a Pharrell
Wet
record?
My Whistle. Nope, I have Pharrell records too. You Can't Touch Me, Wet My Whistle. All of these songs where I went in and I told myself, I'm making something for radio. I'm making something because I need this kind of song. They came out to be good songs. The people liked them. Boom, they disappear. Nobody's like telling me they want me to perform it no more. Nothing like that. They just don't exist anymore. Gone forever. Whereas a record like Boom, it shows up. It's never
Still.
not showed up on my royalty statement. So
Right.
when you talk about what a hit is, it becomes subjective.
And Boom was independent, wasn't it? That wasn't on a label, was it?
I was on Sony when I
No,
did it,
Boom
right?
was on-
No? Oh, no? Okay. Yeah, independent.
It's impressive.
And it's just, you got to know, you know what I mean? Because like Lighters did really well for me financially up front.
Sure.
It's cool, you know what I mean? But you got to be careful because you could be making a record that's making you and the label a bunch of money in the beginning, but killing your brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's about consistency, longevity. If these records don't give you that,
But I think that I always talk about, for me, we've had this discussion a lot of times. I always say I think it's easier now for artists to get hot. And I saw an interview with Fat Joe maybe last week, and he was saying how he was kind of speaking to what I had said about it's easier today for artists to get on. And he was saying when he had a #1 record back in the day, he was still riding the train. He didn't have no money. And artists now, if they have a #1 record, they can potentially make millions of dollars off of this one song. And how do you feel? Like, do you think that in 2020, do you think that now in this era, it's easier for artists to get on and be successful versus in the late 90s, early 2000s?
it's easier to do everything now. But that's cool. That's cool. I mean, it's supposed to be that way. Everything evolves. The problem is the information. Like, this is the most technologically advanced generation of people who have the least amount of information that I've ever seen. Wow, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And that's we got to take a little bit of the blame of that because we came in, nobody was forthcoming with information with us. We just got to be a little bit more forthcoming because how else would they know?
Right.
I learned everything off of making mistakes. I'm not so sure that you can survive this generation making that same amount of mistakes. The mistakes I made, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's got to let somebody know something. Because the number one thing is we come in and we automatically assume that we are in competition with our contemporaries when we're not. They tell you build the alliances with the labels. How is that an alliance? You got two people partnering up to look. We're looking at the same thing, but we're coming from two different angles. This is an investor. This is a creator,
artist,
and probably have two different goals.
Yes, of course you do. Of course. So
they want the lighters. They want the
exactly. Yeah. So you can still give them that, but it has to be your version of it. It can't be a derivative of something that exists. Nothing that's ever been considered special in the culture has ever been like the stuff that's around it. It's always been something different.
That's real shit.
But we never get taught that. We never get taught you got to do something different. We get taught you got to keep up with the times.
Right.
You got to see what's going on. What the fuck do what's going on got to do with what I'm doing? Right. I don't listen to none of that shit.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the
Unless
problem.
I like it.
There's a lot of copycat shit in this day and age.
Yeah.
For sure. There's a lot less people creating their own sound, or at least focusing on creating their own sound. It feels like to me, at least.
But that's when you chase the sound and rely on that. Say you made Lighters as your first record that you ever put out. Now you have to chase Lighters
for the rest of your career
because that's what you're known for. And if you're chasing the sound of the moment and the sound changes, now what's your identity as an artist?
Right.
See, because it just gets blurry. Because pop itself has a sound, it has a formula, and somewhere along the line, the guys in hip hop, the people in hip hop, we started feeling like that we need to chase that because we get told urban radio and rhythmic radio is the chitlin circuit. So automatically, it's not even cool to be black no more. You know what I'm saying? Like black people liking you, that's not good enough. You need white people liking you. You know what I mean? So you need to cross over to pop. So that's where you get records where guys are like, their mixes sound like pop mixes. The drums sound like pop drums.
Same drums.
Now you basically, for lack of a better term, you're just making music for white people. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool.
Yeah.
But don't wonder why black people don't like it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because like what I noticed in history, like white people or just the pop, not even the pop crowd, but just white people really enjoy black people being black people. That's what they like to see.
Absolutely.
Boys in the Hood, that's just black people being black people. You take Ice Cube out of that and he not playing Doughboy and you put Jake Gyllenhaal in there, it's not classic no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like that's basically what that's like, crossing over to pop as a hip hop artist.
I definitely don't want to see Jake Gyllenhaal in the hood.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Jake might smoke that.
Jake was Nightcrawler.
You remember that scene in Five Heartbeats when they brought the Five Horsemen in?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. Like that movie is so classic, man, because it's like it touched on so many things. I went back and watched it as an adult.
Shouts to Robert Townsend.
Much better as an adult.
Much better.
Yeah. You understand so
as
much more of what they was trying to give off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to not to cut you off, Joe, but to cut you off. So I was around for the Slaughterhouse, right? And we used to always have this thing where behind the scenes we would have discussions and talks, and a lot of the things I think that
which is how this podcast started,
right? And I think a lot of the things that we were talking about kind of relates to this conversation that we're having now. Fast forwarding, looking at everything that Griselda has done, right, with Westside and Conway and Benny.
Who's scared right now?
I look at them and I look at their movement like they almost looked at Slaughterhouse and everything I think Slaughterhouse should have and could have been and could have done is I think everything that Griselda is doing as far as being raw and being themselves and not trying to sound like anybody else, not trying to look like anybody else, and they're reaping the benefits and seeing the success of that. I know you work directly with these guys. Does any of that ever replay in your mind a lot of the situations that you, Joe, Joel, and Crook went through as a group?
I mean, as soon as they came around, as soon as Gun and them came around, like the first time they came to my studio way back in the day. I mean, that's where the preaching for me started to them. You know, like just taking our experiences as soon as they signed to Shady when they came around. So taking our experiences and then just applying it to them. You know, sometimes people listen, sometimes they don't. But the good thing about them is that everything Slaughterhouse, everything, all the little nuances about Slaughterhouse that made it to where it was hard to take it to that level, they don't have those. Like they're like a unit. They're all from Buffalo. They're actually like a crew.
Family.
They're
blood
family. And then it's like Gun is more in control of like the aesthetics. Like a lot of things that you see is his taste level. And it's like everybody kind of plays like a role. Like Slaughterhouse was like 4 separate entities.
Right, got you.
Of guys who had dreams. We got dreams. We all got dreams. So it's like I think we took it way further than we even thought that it would go. You know, but we made our mistakes. I definitely can take the blame for some of the creative mistakes. You know, I know my life for a fact. My life, I felt really good about my life going into it. And the only reason I felt really good about it is because I was judging it off my experiences with something else, with the Bad Meets Evil thing.
Got you.
So it was like a misfire. I just thought it was the logical next step. I felt it in my heart. So when it didn't connect, I felt good about it because I knew exactly why. I knew exactly why. They were telling me. They were telling us. They were like, yo, we like the song. And that goes to show you, it doesn't just matter if the record is good. It has to be the right record. That's why I wasn't scared to produce. I know I can't make the best beat.
Right.
But I can make the right beat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's not even about writing the most lyrical verse. Like Dre's G Thing verse is not a lyrical verse. It's the perfect verse.
Right.
You up the syllable usage or you do anything different to it,
and it's
fuck it up.
No longer
it's done. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just about doing the right thing. And I just told Gunn and them, yo, man, just stay consistent with what you guys are doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't change nothing. And
they've been doing that,
and it'll grow because they're naturally gonna grow as artists. So. Each time they go back in, it's going to be the next step up without having to reach for that step up. We reached for that step up because we got accused of not being able to go there.
Right.
It was different times too, though.
And then Joe had a hit. So it was like we just in a different space than them. It's hard.
Got you. I see the
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was going to be my answer to that question too.
Yeah. No, I get it. But I do see a lot of similarity as far as because when y'all started, y'all had, like you used to say, you want to be like the rebellious. You want to do it Yahweh. You want to do it our way. You don't want to conform to the industries. A lot of times that's what you used to say. I don't want to conform to what they think we should be. I want to be us. And I just think that Griselda really popped because people see that, this is who they are. Like they don't operate under the industry guys of trying to chase this sound or trying to sound, now you don't even need a radio record anymore. Everybody makes their own playlist in their song. Like people don't even listen to the radio.
But just a playlist record though. Don't do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's such thing as a playlist record. But what I'm saying is,
but there's a difference. There's a difference between everyone chasing just the radio. Now playlists have this is move.
Everybody has a radio now. Like
there's different categories of
playlisting
where it can work. Where you can make a record that fits a very popular playlist that's a different sound and genre. Before, everyone was just chasing the radio, which was just one sound.
Right.
That's true.
Now, at least with playlisting, you can pop with a really, really slow ballad if you want. A really lyrical shit.
The rules are just...
How do you get on a playlist, Rory?
That goes to connections as well. I mean, of course, they slip through the cracks.
That part is...
Okay, no.
Let's not beat the audience down with, hey, if you make any type of song, there's a place for it for you to pop.
Okay, you're missing my point.
The politics are the same still.
Yeah, they are.
You're missing my point. You guys signing to Shady at that time was different times than Griselda signing to them now. You guys could have created a Slaughterhouse-esque song and had the connections of Shady to get on the right playlist if it was 2019. That's what I'm saying.
Which I think was...
The major connections you still
I don't
could.
think that they rely on playlists, though.
Who?
Griselda.
No,
you shouldn't.
No,
I'm not saying rely. When I say playlist, I mean that people can take their favorite song from whatever artist, and they can add it to their own playlist in their phone.
Okay.
And then
we're talking about records that how they pop.
many times. Like I'm not talking about the popular playlist that these DSPs put out. Like I'm talking about people that have their own phones, plug it in their car, and now they stream this record because I love this record.
Right.
They don't wait on the radio to say this is the next hot record. Like we don't. That's over with. Like we don't even go to that. Like you can listen to a Max B record now. The radio might not even pick up and play that shit 100 times a day. Like,
but a lot of people are looking to the DSP curated playlists that they put out.
Absolutely,
and that's more what I'm speaking to with Slaughterhouse having the shady connections in this era. Could rely more on that with the connections that building would have with a Spotify to place that record rather than do My Life and chase for what the radio sound was.
Gotcha.
That's valid.
I like My Life, by the way.
That shit worked at shows.
I think CeeLo killed that shit.
That shit worked at shows.
Nah, Hammer Dance was the one for me.
Oh, definitely.
I love how me and Royce just letting y'all have this conversation.
Because y'all seem like y'all just had these conversations so many times already. Like for y'all, this is old talk.
No, I mean it's a testament to like if you can do many things, that's not always the best thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like you gotta kind of know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The sooner you know, the better.
I tell him all this all the time. I mean, he stopped beating around the bush. But we have this conversation of all of the differences, I believe, between Slaughterhouse and Griselda. And listen, love Griselda to death. But boy, they are afforded quite a few luxuries that we were not. That's just
like what?
Like being able to be themselves and stick to it and not change.
That's what I'm
ever.
saying. Yeah.
That same BPM, this we doing this. That's it.
Yeah, but
that's one.
They built that aesthetic. They built that aesthetic with the fans. You know what I'm saying? And they're like a hybrid of a lot of different things, which makes it the first time that we've seen that. You know what I mean? And they realize what the fans were following, even with the merchandise. They know exactly what it is about them that the fans like. We came together. We didn't even know what the hell, why they like us so much. You know what I'm saying?
And to Royce's point,
it's like, yo, me and you would just film ourselves talking and people just eat the shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is going on? It wasn't planned, bro. It was just like, like it's just different. Plus, we were way bigger than Griselda. So I wish somebody would say that and stop acting like, you know what I'm saying? We did Nokia Theater, nigga.
That's true.
Yeah, 3,000 people.
That's true.
Right? When Joe got arrested?
Yeah.
Horrible times.
No, you did 3,000 people.
Horrible times.
And then let him out as soon as the show was over.
How often during any of that aftermath Slaughterhouse stuff did you want me and Crook to shut the fuck up?
Aftermath?
Yeah, after all of the...
Oh, when we were working on the last thing?
No pun intended.
No, after all of that. After everything has...
Like the last year. The last year.
Man, I mean, I understood it, man. I understood it. We all went through a couple different phases. You know what I'm saying? But it's a hard thing to just let go. Man, we put our soul into it, man. You know what I mean? So it's tough. It's tough. Everybody handle that different. It's like handling breakup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just we stayed around each other. We were around each other for at least 5 years straight. Damn near every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's tough to just be like, one day just be like, well, fuck it then, it's over. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you care.
Yeah, it's a lot of emotions. There.
Especially with a project that sat there. You know what I'm saying? Like an unfinished business kind of thing.
Yeah, and it was the music. I had an attachment to the music, but I got an attachment to the people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we not one of those groups where it was an issue with the people.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
No issue with the people. We could find things to disagree about and argue about, but the love is there. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. No,
All right, so I want to ask a more personal question because I feel like we have that relationship. I can. Do you feel like your relationship with M hurt or helped the group?
I don't know if it did either. I mean, my relationship with him while we were doing the group was a little bit different than it is now. I think it's just taking time for us to get back really like how we were. You know what I mean? Like we didn't jump right in.
Right.
When I came back with Slaughterhouse, it wasn't. We didn't jump right in. We ain't jump right in. We carried ourselves like we never missed a step, but there's always that
something new.
Little bit in between us. You know what I mean? That just takes time. It just takes time to get past that. You know what I mean? And it's like you can't. M is one of those people, man. He's a distant guy. He's not like, even when we were like super cool way back in the day and I was his hype man, we'd get home and I'd be calling him and I can't get him. You know what I mean? Like he likes to go
off the grid.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I know a lot of people like that. I've been cool. I think I attract those kind of people, actually. So, I'm a little bit wiser now. So maybe I could have probably applied that to the group a little bit better, or did a little bit better job of. But I can't always read everybody. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't read Joe all the time. You know what I mean? The things that I found out after the fact that he had issues about, I wasn't always able to put those things together. You know what I mean? Like I
probably wasn't able to express them correctly either.
Yeah, because I mean, things come out in anger. You know what I mean? Things come out while we arguing about something else. They don't always resonate the same. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's coming from somewhere else. Like
I got a problem with like if we're debating or if we're having a business conversation, we're on a conference call and somebody says something and I'm pissed off. I'm just trying to be right after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not even getting to a solution. Right. I'm just being immature at that point. Right. You know what I mean? I do it with my wife. You know what I mean? Like she's like, now you're just trying to hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying?
So bad meets evil?
We ain't talked about it. We haven't talked about it. I mean, if I can get them to just, focus on something important for a second. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's probably hard to get him to
frolicking around with the fucking
with DSPs.
It's Marshall is, man. I love him, man. I love because he's so dynamic and he cares so much about just everything that involves being a lyricist. You know what I mean? It's inspiring to watch. You know what I mean? So I'm at a point with him now where I want to tie him down and me and him just focus on, any work that me and him do, just focus on cool contributions. Just dope cool ass shit. Right. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's about now. You know what I mean? We passed the white hot spot phase. We're not volleying for attention no more. It's like, let's just do cool ass shit.
Right.
Prime. I'm asking about everything.
Yeah, happy 5 year
anniversary. Bad meats. I'm asking about all.
Listen, it's the same thing with Preem that it is with Marshall.
Really?
Real shit.
Yeah.
Nah, I never would have thought that. Really?
With Preem?
Yeah.
Thought what?
I thought Preem was like whenever you would call and say, "Listen, let's get in."
No, you talking about two legends who work on their time.
Okay.
So I get ready when they're ready. When they're ready, I'm ready.
Understand.
And it's like, Preem, he can be distracted. He does whatever he's doing. He's focusing on that, and he means well. When I talk to him, it's like, we're gonna get that prime, and I'll be like, I believe it when I see it.
Right. Which I think is an underrated project as well. And happy 5 year, the 5 year anniversary was yesterday, right?
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah. Let me get a round of applause, man. Hold up.
Pause.
Thank you.
The 5 year anniversary was yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. The prime. Or the day before yesterday.
A great album. Shout out to Adrian. Pretty mid-roast, obviously.
Yeah, shout out to Adrian. How's he doing? Do you know?
He good.
Adrian?
He good. Doing real good.
Shout out to Ant-Man Wonder on the second prime, too.
Shout out to Ant-Man Wonder, my guy.
Yeah.
All right, what else is important? You done with your little slaughterhouse array of fucking questions?
I mean, I haven't seen Royce in a minute, man. Just trying to catch up.
I never know when they're going to get into the... I didn't plan any of that,
That's
by the way.
That's all right. I knew it. I knew it was coming.
Did you?
Of course.
I didn't, because my respect level for you is so high. So it's like, we'll kick it off this shit. We'll talk.
Yeah, I haven't spoke to Royce in a minute, though, so just trying to catch up on it.
Well, keep talking to him, nigga. What else you need to know from him?
Oh, personally, let's talk boxing, man. Because we throw that ball around a lot. Right now, who's your favorite fighter?
Terrence Crawford.
Still, because he was your favorite, I think, a year
Without
ago.
a doubt.
Okay.
He's going to beat everybody out there.
Your guy Floyd, when he coming back, what you think about that?
I need more information.
Don't do that. We're not doing that. Let's not do the more information thing.
Come on, man. I need to know more.
You're not
what is he coming back to do?
You're not the measuring stick of what street niggas listen to.
What are we doing? What is that? Is that me?
That's you.
That's you. Why am I doing that?
You're not cool to me.
I don't know, but it's
You're
the
not
coolest
tough
shit
to
in the
me.
world to me.
Yeah.
You're not the
believe it was Lord
measuring
Jamal.
stick of what street niggas listen to.
Yeah, we took that as a drop. Yes.
Yeah, that was the best drop in the world. So eloquently put,
Yeah,
too.
right. Yeah.
Oh man, I was on one that night. Yeah, I need to know more about what Floyd. If it's just a money play, I don't think I'm gonna watch whatever he does because he's great. But
You know he's gonna fight a kangaroo soon. You know that's coming. Yeah, that's coming
For the right price.
yeah, I mean,
that's coming.
I don't personally feel like he needs to come back and fight any competition.
He doesn't.
None of the
There's nobody.
the
out
Bulldogs at the welterweight division.
Right. There's
I
nobody
think
out
he
there.
should stay away from them. But I did think when Manny fought Keith Thurman, I did feel like Manny was gonna get him.
Great fight.
It was a great fight. But people were real surprised, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Have you, speaking of the Lord Jamal drop, have you spoken to him? Have you
Lord Jamar?
Yeah.
No, what would I speak to
Why
Lord
would
Jamar
Royce
for?
be speaking of Lord Jamar?
Well, I mean, there's been words on different platforms.
Oh,
from
you know
him.
what? Like I spoke to Vlad, and I told him. He asked me, was it cool to get Lord Jamar my number? I said, yeah. I don't feel like we got really much to talk about, but I'm open to speak to him.
I think y'all have a lot to talk about.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because he said some things about, a friend of yours, and you responded on your platform, and he went back and responded. And I feel like once two men do that, and I think Lord Jamar is a very intelligent guy. He says a lot of things that I'm just like, he ain't had to go there, and I think you're an intelligent brain as well. And I think that obviously he said some things about people that you care about, and you responded. I think a conversation would have to come from that.
I think his motive is clear to me. Like, so I'm not looking at it, and I'm not like
In the healthiest of
I'm
lights.
perplexed. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know what he's doing. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And I think that it's clear that I have no motive.
Right.
And that's what I told Vlad. I'm not here. I get nothing out of this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to allow you to waste my time. Please. I'm just letting you know. You know what I mean? Like, it's just about respect. It's not about telling people what they could talk about.
Right.
If you're going to be a pundit or whatever it is you're going to do, like even with what Vlad does, I respect what he does. I respect the fact that he's found something to do to make money within the culture. Just don't talk to me and as if I'm supposed to talk to you like it's journalism. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, let's call it what it is.
Right.
And I can respect it.
Sensationalism
you know
and bullshit.
Yeah. Let's not use semantics. This is just me telling you. I watched this man. I watched Lord Jamar when he spoke about 50 Cent walk eggshells around him. It's like I seen him be respectful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stop acting like y'all don't know what respect is.
Right.
When he says my name, just respect it. That's it. I don't care if you say I'm the wackest rapper in the world. Just be respectful about the way that you say my name. I never disrespect.
Is there a way to say
nobody can
that?
say
Is there a way to say that respectfully? That you think somebody's the wackest rapper in the world?
Listen,
I'm asking for my own.
well, I just
I think there's a way to say
I
it.
just said
It's not for me.
I just said those words, but you know me. You know I would never publicly say that about nobody.
Yeah, of course.
Just because I don't want to disrespect nobody. You know what I mean? Like, I'll even complain behind closed doors with y'all. Like, man, you can't even say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I got a lot of funny shit to say about rappers and shit. You know what I'm saying? But
I know you do.
the only reason why I won't do it publicly is
Mature
out of
us.
respect. Out of respect.
Yo, that's what makes me so mad about my mature friends, man. Because Fab is funny off the mic.
I was just
Yeah,
going to say, I
Fab
don't
is
think.
hilarious off the mic.
Fab had one incident. He never did it again.
Yeah.
We lost funny Fab.
But I was just going to
it's
say
true.
that, Joe. I
It's
think
true.
that the biggest thing to me about Royce and Joel too is that y'all are two of some of the funniest guys I've ever been around. But I don't think y'all give that to
You can't.
the public.
You
Like,
can't.
you and Joel are two of the funniest guys that I've been in a room with.
Bro, you know what? 'Cause a lot of my humor, comes from, at the expense of others.
Right.
And that came from getting talked about by the OGs. That's, you know what I'm saying? I was
Right.
raised by people. My dad is hilarious.
Right.
My dad is hilarious.
So you had to be funny.
But not in like a respectful, hilarious way.
At the expense of others.
Bro, you catching on to it. You doing better. You
Right.
doing better. You started out shaky, buddy.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Yeah, you started
I'm
out
trying to do better.
Yeah.
I am trying to do better. That is a legitimate thing for me.
Yeah.
No, I can assure you, Joe has definitely grown within this podcast of his opinions and how they're come across.
Yo, the delivery is everything.
It
Delivery.
is.
You ever look at like a Dave Chappelle? Of course you do. A Dave Chappelle stand up, and it's like when he talks about race issues, He disarms the white people.
Right.
He disarms them. And he makes it to where it's okay because it's an uncomfortable topic to talk about.
Right.
And like you can't just put anybody up there to talk. Like you can't just put Paul Mooney up there and expect white people to be okay with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it comes off a little.
Yeah,
you know
Paul Mooney, he give it to you no cut on it. He gonna give it to you
it's like
raw,
he keep it too funky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like Chappelle is saying basically the same thing. He's just genius with the delivery and the way he picks his words.
Even his tone of how he says it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true. But part of it for me, I think, once I started interviewing like a lot of the kids, well, not kids because they're men, but the younger generation of people, and they would start to just confide in me about shit, then it would be like, oh, wait, you niggas is really going through things out here. Like, y'all got a lot on your plates, and the simplest of words or critiques is sending your whole work. We got to be a little bit more delicate with these people. That was a big help. That was a big help for me.
I talk to I got a lot of youngins that come to my studio, and I'm like, mentor OG Royce, who never stops running his mouth, because it's like all the stuff that they're concerned about, like these numbers, it's driving them crazy.
Yeah.
They release something, and then they immediately look at the numbers, and if the numbers don't reflect what they thought it should be in their heads, they tell themselves it's a failure. I failed.
Well, that's why Instagram is taking the likes away. Because of that type of.
Well, that's what they're telling us.
That's what they're telling us.
Yeah, but that's what they're telling us.
That's how they're selling it.
People post things and they don't get the likes or numbers that they thought they would, and it affects them like in real life.
I was having that talk with my son because he was working on this EP for months and months and months and months and months. And he finally put it out. He went through all the struggles of having to put some shit out. Engineer went missing, can master, whatever he went through. And he finally put it out. And 2 days later, he was just worried about numbers. I'm like, yo, when do you even have time to bask in the art of what you did? Like, develop the sound of what you're doing. You just focused on who's hearing it 2 days removed.
Probably sound like you're speaking another language.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
Well, that's all. He feel like old nigga. Shut up.
Yeah, at that age, I thought I wanted to be famous, and I thought being famous was success. Was what success meant, and I also thought that every artist was getting into the game to be the biggest artist,
the biggest thing smoking.
It was like a race. I thought it was a race to the top, and whoever's at the top is the most successful. All of that shit is wrong.
Yeah,
every single last part of it. You know, like I got to a point in life where it was just like, wow, never was about that. Never was about that. Never was about being tough. Never was about none of that. You know what I mean? Like it's something about being able to drive to my studio, not look over my shoulder, no gun, no crazy girl calling my phone, bugging the shit out of me, and just being able to just focus on what I want to do. And then I start finding just fulfillment and completing things. That's where the fulfillment was at for me. It never was in the numbers or anything like that. And it just, you know, like the more I chased money, the harder it was to get. Like all of these things, you can't really explain to the youngins and get them to get it. Because it's just like, oh, you got money already. So, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I got my mama. She need this. I got this over here. She just all of that. You know what I mean? Like it's just they got to go through it themselves. But
older heads had the same conversation, I'm sure, with you coming up.
No.
They didn't?
Nobody told me nothing.
I feel like older generation of hip-hop artists in particular, maybe all genres, I don't know, I can't speak to that, but the older generations sometimes were a little bit guarded about the secrets they let out.
Yeah, because they feel like we all feel like we competing with each other.
Right.
And I feel like no matter how many times you hear money won't make you happy, you still be like, well, let me double check. Let me find
out for myself.
I feel like everyone kind of has that mentality
Yeah.
at a young age.
Well,
Shit,
I mean,
even at an old age, until you maybe get that goal of money that you want.
You're gonna automatically assume it's gonna make you happy if you're poor, if you come from being poor.
Right.
What else would you think? You know what I mean? Like that's one of those things that you just have to get it to understand what we're saying.
Right.
It's more likely to make you unhappy than it is to make you happy.
More money, more problems.
Because you got like a vision of what you think is gonna be, and then that never connects.
You find out you're still just you.
I went through like a thing when I first got sober where it was like I felt like I needed cars. I bought 2 cars like back to back. You know what I mean? Right. It was just like I bought the second car. My girl got mad at me like, "What's your problem?" You know what I'm saying? I was just like, "I need a car. I need a car."
Trying to fulfill this addiction I used to have.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
I can drive now.
I need a car. So why you need 2 cars? You can't drive them both at the same time. But no, I tried that one that day. I tried this one another day. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just, and then after a while, it was like I remember letting my other car sit so long because I forgot that I had it. Like to the point where when I went to start it up, it wouldn't start. The battery was dead, and it was just like riding through the city. You know, I got a little bit of attention at first. It was cool, and then it just the fulfillment that I was looking for just never came. And then after a while, it was just car sitting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I'll never do that again. I'll never do that again. Not even just on the money shit. Not even bad investment. Just it's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm just not doing stupid shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how does that feel? As somebody as two people that did stupid shit for a lot of years, how does it feel to have this streak where that's absent?
It's a little weird. I get a little bored at times. I get a little bored at times because it's. You'd be surprised, man, like how many stupid people there is out here. Like, it's like you. I literally don't have a lot of people to call. It's just I can't just talk to anybody anymore, man.
I was talking to Tory Lanez a few weeks ago, and we briefly mentioned y'all's back and forth, and he was telling me his side of the result of it, respectfully and peacefully, of course. And in my head, I'm like, wow, man, we're grown and mature. We're grown.
Oh, he was telling you what I said to him?
Yeah. And I'm like, that's awesome that you and Royce today can do that. And it was like a proud moment for me. He had no idea why I was sitting there with his face. But yeah, I could see how being that mature can be boring sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, and I understood what he was going through too, man. You know, it's you think you got to be a certain way. You think you think you only know how to meet aggression with aggression, even when it's not aggression.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what I tweeted was nothing against him. Nothing against him. But I see why he took it, how he took it. And he just overreacted. And what I was trying to explain to him was there's a lot of older artists who really, really, really don't like y'all just because you guys are what they weren't.
Right.
And what they aren't. So it's like they're looking for a reason to score points off you. So they're not going to be as understanding as me. They'll take that as an opportunity to do bad things to you.
Right. Yeah.
People in the streets, just people just in general. Nobody genuinely wants to see you go where you want to go. You know what I mean? So you got to stop throwing those kind of alley-oop. That was an alley-oop.
Right.
Through the grace of God, you threw it to somebody who refuses.
Who's tired of dunking.
Yeah. I refuse. I refuse
to dunk.
I refuse. You know what I mean? So it's cool to watch, though, man. It's cool to watch the kids have that kind of passion.
Have you or Keno went back and deleted any of the old infamous rocket launcher videos off of YouTube?
No.
They still there?
Still there?
I hope so.
Those classic moments. Those are great videos.
You can't take away my lineage.
My lineage.
Can't take away what we were.
Can't erase what we were.
They can't erase what we were, man. Fuck that.
Hilarious.
That's one of my
That
favorite
was one of the
internet-
greatest videos ever.
Yeah. I laugh about that to myself a lot.
Wait, what else? Now, y'all so stupid. I had a whole nother question.
You know what else? Not to cut you off,
Go
brother.
ahead.
You know what else we should have celebrated, man? We should have celebrated it when Kanye took Taylor Swift mic and said and made the comment about Beyonce. That should have been celebrated.
Maybe he wouldn't be acting this way if we did.
I thought it was celebrated.
No, it wasn't.
Not
It
on
wasn't.
a large scale.
It wasn't. People was like, nah, he was tripping. He
Yeah,
wasn't
right,
tripping.
yeah.
He wasn't tripping. And I didn't realize it until after the fact. We need moments. We need moments
I agree.
where the world knows who runs this shit.
Right.
Period.
He used to be good for that.
We need those moments. We need those moments, and we need those guys who are unapologetically them and genius. Because the second they start second guessing, we lose them.
I get it. I understand. We didn't need the little mama moment, though.
Huh?
We didn't need the little mama moment.
Well, you know, every great moment, you know,
Nah.
there's a derivative.
That was hard. I like that moment too. Don't do that.
No.
You can't erase her lineage. You can't erase her lineage.
You're right.
Yeah,
You didn't see her hit the pose with Jay after with her arms folded?
My
Like,
bad. We
she even did the choreography.
No, we needed that. You're right.
Yo, look at this guy, man. He had the bottle of Hennessy on
09
the carpet.
VMAs was crazy.
That's why Kanye hurts me so much to see him today, man. Because I remember.
Hey, look, you see what he just did?
They gave her the mic back like.
No, he gave him a shrug.
Yeah. Look how she's standing there.
Oh man,
that dress got baggy all of a sudden.
Yo, we was lit last decade.
Right. Yo, look at this guy. Yo, that's greatness. That's what greatness is.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
I see what Royce is saying though.
He don't got a butterfly in his stomach.
He had all that Henny in his stomach.
Yeah, I miss Hennied Up, yeah.
Oh my God.
Hennied Up, yeah, gave it to us.
Yeah.
Royce, how are things up there at at E1?
It's okay. It's good.
You still there?
Good. I got
album?
no complaints. This is my this is another album with E1.
Okay.
They're cool to work with, man. Cool people.
Good.
Cool people.
They got bought out, right? Did that change
everything.
anything or same staff and shit?
Didn't change anything with me.
Okay.
Just so we pretty self-contained. Keno goes up there regularly just to
let him know his name is Keno. No, we pushing it back. Feb 7. What are you going up there to do if he ain't arguing what you want to do?
Feb 7. He be going up there with Allen. That's his boy.
God, Keno, you still down with the Allen gang?
Man, him and Allen, boy, they dinner buddies.
Oh man, what's the old shit? Philippe's? old nigga Philippe's, huh?
They be going balling out together. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get into Keno one of these days. All right, so listen, back to this album. The end of January. If you have anything to say about it, what? Because I don't know.
Now you just instigating. Huh?
You got 2 right because you ain't handed in.
Oh yeah. No. I had to make an adjustment to something for Gun on one of the songs. That's it. But that's not. He's not waiting on that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
He's just saying. You know how he do, man. First it was sample clearances, then it was something else. He want more rollout time.
Who are you listening to now?
I haven't listened to anything in a minute. I in the studio so much. I hear things in passing. I haven't really studied anything like that. Like you do. You've been listening to a lot, right? Just like a lot of different stuff.
I'll be honest, I don't listen to too much rap.
No.
I don't listen to a lot of the rap. I have my son to tell me about what's bubbling on at that level because I just wouldn't know.
I listened to the Fab thing. I listened to the Fab thing. I went through that. I heard. I usually listen to just the lyricists.
Yeah, I listen to niggas in my age group.
I think you'd fuck with Game's album. I think you'd like.
Yeah, I listen to Game album. I listen to Game's album. But I'm not listening to anything just consistently. I barely listen to music when I'm not in the studio.
What you put on when you drive to the studio?
See, yeah, that's the thing. I always end up either driving in silence, thinking, or I'm on the car. I don't remember the last time I heard music in the car, and it didn't used to be that way.
Anything your kids listening to that caught your ear?
Well, my son is he's a producer and a singer, so he always has a eclectic playlist of stuff. But he not living at the house with me no more, so I don't even know.
Oh wow!
I don't even know what he's listening to on his computer. Every time I hear music. When he's over at my house, it's coming from the basement. It's him making a beat or something.
Anything you want to ask these 3 guys?
Who, Royce wants to ask us?
Yeah.
Oh, you looked at me.
You keep asking him a bunch of questions. I want to give him the opportunity.
I want to thank Royce for introducing me to Jets Pizza.
That shit was amazing.
Yo, y'all been thinking about that ever since, right?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
It is.
We've shouted them out way more than we should have on this podcast.
I think they DM me.
Yeah, they DM me too.
For real,
we'll send you a pizza.
Then they built one in New York, right?
Oh, they did?
I didn't know.
Did they
That's
build
what
one in
Keno
New-
just said that they had one here. Okay. I
Where
didn't know
at?
that.
But you gotta tell me what that pie was because it was some different shit. It was like jalapeno chicken or some crazy shit.
Nah, bro. Next time y'all come to the studio, we not gonna order from that Jets. They've been fucking up.
Oh, really? That shit was bomb last time we was
Yeah,
there.
it's too much Cajun. It's always too much of something. It's like, bro, you got to get it right. You know
Detroit is a good food city on the low.
It
really
is.
is.
On the low too.
Yeah.
On the low, that's the crazy shit.
Detroit's one of them cities, like Philly and Baltimore that we were just at. Soulful city.
Yeah, we was trying to have Cash Doll up here to rep for Detroit, but
you couldn't get her.
Didn't happen for some reason.
Yeah, if only we knew
What
someone
you
that had
did,
a
Ma?
number.
I didn't do anything.
I know you've been. I know you've been accosting her.
No. She know that it was an open invite, and
Trying to fuck her life up. And
no,
shit.
never that. I just think scheduling.
No, always that.
No, I think
Never that.
Just scheduling.
That's
I
the
think
goal.
wasn't able to happen. Just scheduling. That's all.
Maul can't step out of his cool bag and to set an interview up. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They wanted me to
call her,
hit her phone every day.
No. Just once. I see
twice.
you in New York. Come to the show.
We spoke. I told her, listen, when are you in New York? Let me know. And she said, okay. She didn't hit me and say she was in New York. I found out she was on New York through Instagram. I'd take that for okay. She's busy. She got shit going on.
She's a hard one.
I'm not gonna keep hitting. Yeah,
you know what, man? That whole generation of Detroit artists, they're hard to support for us. We don't know how to come at them. You know what I mean? We don't want them to think, because it's like they automatically think, and we probably used to be like this too. They automatically think we want something, and then I used to people just coming out to just want to help them just to see. You know what I mean?
Just
so
to
it's
see
like
the city went.
It takes a little bit.
And
So I try not to push too hard.
Last time we was out in Detroit, you were kind of starting like a label situation. You still doing that?
Yeah, Heaven, just like the studio, Heaven Studios.
Nice.
So taking it super slow.
Yeah.
Super slow.
You got any artists that you want to talk about yet, or not really so much?
I got an artist named Ashley Sorrell.
Okay.
I've been working. Well, she's been working at the studio real heavy. So, I mean, my thing now is just giving them a place,
right?
Just to work without thinking about nothing,
right? You posted a kid. I think Novelist is how you pronounce it.
Yeah, Novelist is my little.
Really dope.
That's my little man. Yeah.
I got into his projects. He's really dope.
Clear Soul Forces though. He's
kind
a
of
part
like
of
a
that. He's
baby
a part of that collective. You know what I mean?
really
They
dope.
got like a collective called the Clear Soul Forces. They had like a situation back in the day. They got like a little thing going. So it's like a lot going on in Detroit.
I bet. Yeah, Detroit's always been.
How long ago do you wish you had built your own studio?
Man, when I built it, when I did it, it was like, yo, why didn't I do this sooner, man?
I felt that.
I wish it would have been there from day one, because I would have developed a lot faster. And then I realized how important it is to just have time to yourself. You know what I mean? Like I can draw a parallel between the time in my studio and when I went to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like I went to jail, it was like sudden. It was like I didn't expect it. My lawyer was like, we got nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? And I stepped up. And
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
when you get up there with the security that your lawyer gave you, because you think he handled shit.
Bro, I didn't even kiss my child walking out the door. It was just like, I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? And I was not right back. A year later. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, we got to shut you down, sir. A year in jail. Step up to the bailiff. And I was like, what? You can't do this to me.
They did it to you.
Yeah, you know who I am?
Yeah.
I can rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I can rap.
So I was in there, and it was like, first I was in denial, and then when I came to grips with the fact that this is where I'm going to be, they call it jailing. You just get better at you just get comfortable, because you know there's nothing you can do. It's beyond your control. And in that moment is when I realized things needed to slow down. I needed to not be in control of the pace. Everything was just going too fast. And then I got some of the best sleep I ever had, did some of the best thinking, started reading again. You know what I mean? Oh, that's when I started writing stories, because I was reading those hood books. So it made me want to start writing stories. So I introduced that into my lexicon, like my rapper style. You know what I'm saying? So getting my own studio was a lot like that. Like once everybody leaves and it's just me and I'm there for hours, and then I get to that place where I forget that I'm by myself and I'm like talking, and it ain't nobody there to be like, yo, who you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just in my center. Like I'm in my truth. Yeah, I'm in my truth. Yeah. That's where I like to be when I'm writing. I don't like to have to think, because you know you can hear it. You can hear it. If you're thinking too much, people can hear it.
Have you got to the point where you're just buying mad shit constantly because you're like addicted to it, gear wise? And
Nah, that was back in the day. I don't do none of that now.
Okay, good.
I don't do none of that.
Could be
now.
a wormhole.
I'm not even. Oh yeah. And it's still. I still got. I can go down that wormhole still.
Yeah.
So I try not to. I try to just do stuff when I need it. Yeah. Because I don't go nowhere.
Right.
I don't shave. I don't get haircuts. I don't do nothing. I just work.
Your voice
just raps, produces,
because it makes me happy.
That's dope.
That's all that matters.
You know what I mean?
So that's really what you do with most of your time, just rap. I
work. Well, I work, and then
develop.
I like being with the kids. I like being with my kids and my wife.
Yo, you know what? You were a huge part in me saying I don't want to rap no more. a conversation a while ago that we had about just you missing some moments with your kids' upbringing, right? And I bring it up because while Fat Joe is on his run right now, I hear him saying the same thing. He's saying, no, this is really my last album. I want to try to be the dad that's picking my kid up from school, dropping them off, helping with the homework, and shit like that. Do you think that that's a natural progression for all rappers as we age?
I think for all men. I think we get there a little later than the women do.
Yeah.
You know, so I think just if you're allowing yourself to evolve, therapy is like, man, I suggest therapy to everybody.
Me too. You too, Maul.
I have therapy.
Get more.
I smoke weed and sage.
Knowledge of self, man. Like it's like knowledge of self. The more you can learn about yourself, because I've been teaching the youngins around me, just learn about you. Try to get better as a person. You're automatically gonna get better as an artist. Like we just used to focus on just trying to get better at our craft, you know, and we use all the inconsistencies that they spew at us as like a measuring stick and as inspiration to try to get better at something. When really it's just being a better version of you is always going to reflect in the music. Jay-Z was the perfect example. We just watched him develop as a person, and the music was a reflection. And whenever it didn't feel like he was reaching for something, it always connected with me, always.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad you brought that up because I was telling, I think I was telling Corey the other day, you had FaceTime me a few months ago. And we never FaceTime. So I thought it was a mistake. So I almost didn't answer. And then I answered you in the studio and we kicking it. And I still didn't know what the call was about. And you asked me, because I hadn't known this at the time, but you said you and Jay never had a conversation.
Nope.
And I thought that was the weirdest shit ever because I just assumed that y'all probably have been in the studio together before or passed each other in passing and had a conversation before. Is that the one artist that you think is missing from your catalog of working with?
Is it the one artist? It's definitely one of them. I say Jay-Z and Nas. I mean, I'm not real. I don't have a lot of faith in the Nas thing. Nas, I feel like we about to lose Nas.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I could probably track Jay down at some point. Probably. You know what I mean? I think it just had to be the right situation. I don't think he's just running to the studio to rap, but if it's
right.
I think if he's at a point now, if it's some time to do it, I think he'll pick and choose and he'll pick somebody like me before it'll just be some type of money play or something like that.
Right.
His shit is just strictly like contributions now from where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
But Nas, I'm hearing about outside investments and I follow him on Instagram and he's just always dressed so nice, sitting around.
Yeah, no, Nas is getting money right now.
Just sitting around dressed nice. I'm like, man, we're going to lose this guy, man. We're going to lose Nas soon.
Yeah. Saturday night he'll go have a drink with Davies.
It's not a good sign. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it looks like that. But y'all, you brought that up, and then y'all segued to just talking about music.
No. Royce he was talking. It wasn't even about just music. He wanted to have a conversation.
That's where
with Jay.
my mind goes.
It wasn't it wasn't about a record. It wasn't business. He just wanted to. He said me and him never even had a conversation.
Well, he's gonna call you after you hear this album.
That's how the universe
Hey, yo,
goes.
what you on?
No, listen. I feel like Hove has like this bad phone, and when somebody talking that shit out there,
it rings. Yeah,
that's how I feel about it.
He pays attention to everything.
Yeah.
What else? What else is there? I think I got everything that I wanted to ask Nickel. I heard the album.
Yeah, I don't want
to. Heard some slow down shit.
I feel weird.
I got a question. Last question. Not the last question. Don't hit me. I gotta ask. Have you spoken Charlie Clips, Hitman Holla, any of them?
Oh, I was going to ask
where would I talk to them about?
Where you were in the Nick Cannon versus Eminem piece.
Oh, please.
Where were you?
Where did you stand?
But I don't know. I'm not even talking about Nick. I'm talking about
this nigga
the rest of them.
You wasn't feeling their 8 bars?
Listen, man.
Yo, bro.
This record stinks.
You know what? I like the fact that he's putting them on these joints though.
That's great. No, that's
and I
great.
like the fact that I like what he's doing with the show too, the Wild 'N Out thing, like them being on there, Conceited being on there. I always thought that was dope.
Yeah,
this is like, this is.
This feels like one of those comedies, and those movies where it's like
looks like a Wild 'N Out
it's like a
skit.
spoof, yeah. And that's the only reason why, to me, it's just kind of like, because I know that Nick is not.
But he's supposed to do that.
Nick is he's spoofing,
and I don't think Nick is taking this very seriously.
This is a spoof.
Clips and Hitman, who I fuck with, they're supposed to catch a body on this when you get this attention.
Yeah.
In between,
Yeah.
and in my opinion, they didn't.
They did not.
Niggas just couldn't step to me as a young dude and be like, all right, come on, jump in this beat. We're going to tear Jay up. I'm like, well, stop.
Yeah, let's slow down. Let's think about this one.
I mean, it's my first look.
I want to come out with this.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. But all right, cool. To each his own.
I was listening to it thinking to myself, like...
They going to look back, like, Hitman.
Oh, but wait. Oh, that was the funniest thing in the world. Y'all try not to laugh when I put it in the fucking group chat. Why is Young Berg producing this?
Oh, he did that?
I didn't know that until you pointed
I didn't know that.
I did. The moment I heard it,
I went to go.
I said, all right.
Yeah, man. I said, Berg.
Shit, Berg ain't true. He like, fuck it. He just want to rap. I got a beat.
No, Berg said he ain't know.
He ain't know.
I believe
He
it.
ain't know.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think he couldn't have known.
Nah, I
Who's
believe
going
Berg.
to Berg for the diss record?
Who got the beat though? Like, who did
You
he
know how
send
many
that
beat
beat?
packs just get sent out?
Yeah.
And
I
just,
didn't even know that
circle the world.
I didn't know they shot a video to this.
Oh, yeah.
To this.
This.
It's 2 of them, right?
Oh, there is?
Oh, I only heard
They
one.
running
I
around.
only heard
They getting
one.
their content up. Okay.
Wait,
Came out this morning.
I didn't hear the second
I
one.
didn't hear the
I didn't
second
hear it
one.
either.
Oh, Nick
Damn,
ain't playing
And I
with y'all.
searched for it. I
Wait,
searched and I didn't hear the second
So
one.
you're saying Nick back to back to Eminem?
Grammy coming.
If Nick don't relax.
Nah, they playing this in the clubs.
That nigga was like, should I respond? Yeah, I guess he made a decision.
He had this loaded already.
That nigga was like, okay, I decide.
I decide. Oh man, all right, that's my only question. All right, fine. Royce didn't talk to them niggas.
I think
All
M
right.
would be great on Wild 'N Out because M is funny.
That is true.
I would rather see that. I would rather
Than
see
this.
him
Than
go
this.
on there than this.
Absolutely.
This
This
debauchery.
does nothing for anything. It's like it's just a whole lot of
Featuring
delusional
the
bad
Black
rapping, man.
Squad.
Like
That's not what it says.
very, very bad rapping.
Oh, man.
It does say featuring the Black Squad, which I would have felt the way if I was on the Red Squad.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could have got off.
When shit got real, you called the Black Squad.
Yeah.
I could have got off on that.
And who's to say Chico Beans wouldn't tear him up?
That's Clips and Hitman Holler, though. That's probably who I would go with out of everybody. That's
I
on
was
the show.
waiting for a conceited verse.
Yeah.
Conceited smarter than that. See, I'm telling y'all. Y'all can't conceited is smart, man.
Yeah, nah, I'm cool.
He's on this one. He's on the second one.
Oh,
wait,
you got
what?
it off. Okay.
All right, no, I got to hear what conceited is talking about.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
haven't heard this one yet. But
All right.
still, what? I'm not doing a record with them.
I want to say goodbye
So what
to
you
Royce
mean?
because Royce don't care. I don't want to keep him here with this shit. Y'all have any more for Royce? I'm so happy.
Oh, man, good seeing you,
Yeah.
Royce.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
just,
you for coming.
likewise,
just
man.
happy.
Absolutely.
You
Likewise,
finally
brothers.
came. You stopped by.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is awesome. It's awesome.
It was important for me to come here and not only show my support, but just be present and show you guys and let you guys know how proud of y'all that I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good to watch. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch because, like you said, y'all used to just be the contingency boys, just sitting in the corner in the studio talking about all the same shit that y'all talk about.
Forward thinking, Royce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
And
a
it's
wild
like
ride.
it's telling because it's exactly like what I was talking about. You stop like reaching for it. You just sat back, and it takes the least amount of effort because you're genuinely a lazy person. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Royce.
You're welcome, bro.
Well, we all thank Royce for being here. Hold up, let me play some
Album
applause real
Feb
quick.
7.
Hold up.
Album Feb 7.
End of January.
Kino said Feb 7.
Or January 17th.
Or April 7.
Bro.
One of them.
But somebody's going to die.
It's coming
Album
out.
January.
You gonna leak it?
I'm not gonna see.
Yeah.
That's some joke.
What? Yeah, you fucking right it is. Hey, you the only reason that I haven't leaked some of these Slaughterhouse records that I got in here that I like.
And it's a few of them that I like.
Yeah, some of them need to hit the streets.
That's a fact.
But it's fine. Hey, you want to? Hey, Corey, Keno, all you niggas, Royce, all y'all want to tell me that y'all was wrong for telling me to stop playing unreleased music for the fans, and now all these niggas is doing that shit? You see, they stealing our sauce out
You
here.
was ahead of your time with a. You was
stealing our sauce out here.
You was ahead of your time with a lot of your fuckery. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Joe used that, I think, right?
Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Off the record that you were supposed to be on that wasn't on Glass House.
Oh, he was smoking that shit. I know that.
Yeah.
Anytime niggas start talking about like the truth with his girl, I feel it. Why niggas don't get into that bag more often?
That's your bag, though.
Listen, man, I know, and that's the same bag I'm coming back in. Go ahead, Cynthia. Listen, man, another great show. I want to thank Royce for stopping by. I want to thank Maul for being here with us again. Thank you, Maul. Thank you, Maul.
Thank you, man.
Can I start getting a courtesy text when you're late, man? Come on, you close to 40.
I text you.
You text me when you were late.
All right, we're not
already.
doing this on air. I text you.
So you're not gonna hold yourself accountable?
I text you.
Late.
I still text you though.
Somebody jump in.
I still text you. What you
Can
want me to do?
anybody help? Nobody?
No, you by yourself. I feel you.
I still text you
I
though.
want you to text early.
Okay, so I'll text you earlier.
There we go. See,
that's all.
My guy right there. That's all I asked for. Rest in peace to Juice Wrld. Again, love, prayers, condolences to his family, friends, loved ones, all the people that young man impacted during his very short time on Earth.
Very talented kid.
Thank
man.
you for your contributions. Yeah. Such a sad and tragic story that I would pray that we're not growing numb to because it's a reoccurring thing. And now may be the wrong time to highlight it. But in 2018, I said that people would die and people would retire. And here we are on the cusp of 2020. And a lot of people are retiring. And unfortunately, the deaths are accruing. I pray that I'm alive to see the day that changes. I pray that I'm alive to see where that's not a norm, a normalcy in hip-hop with hip-hop culture.
Well said.
With that said, it almost feels inappropriate to end this with our woman poem or our male poem. I want to tell all of my contemporaries out there that we are being targeted and ambushed, and there are many weapons being formed against us to prosper. It's now more important than it's ever been for us to police ourselves, for us to be self-aware, and for us to just live righteously, man. There's an epidemic happening, and it's happening quickly. I'm not going to lecture anybody because y'all see the same things I see. But it's sad, and I'm certain that I'm not the only person praying for a day where we just don't have to see this amongst our 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds.
I'm with you.
And thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you for our health. It's not a time to joke. Thank you for our health. Thank you for the health of our friends, our families. Thank you for another amazing year and decade. We are forever in debt, and we are only here through your grace and mercy. We are appreciative, we are grateful, and we acknowledge that. With that said, everybody stay safe this week, and we'll be back on Saturday, yes?
Yeah.
God willing.
God willing. God willing. Till next time.